Hello, what's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, Jank Jesus Omnicron, a Ether Wisp, B-Dogs, also B-Drool, the Wheel of Sun and Blood, the Wheel of Blood, Sun and Moon, Ducky Sausage, the 8 Destroyer Buster CC Kemet. How is everyone doing today? Oh boy, it is time for more Modern, and we are starting off with an archetype that I'm really interested in with Modern Horizons 2. That is Reanimator. We're trying to get big things into play really quickly from the graveyard with the help of Persist and Priest of the Fell Rites. Is it going to work? We're going to see. I actually don't know. I think one of two things will happen. We're either going to do really powerful, sweet things, or we're just going to get wrecked by graveyard hate. The upside of this build is Jaguar. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription for the 44th month. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I mean, the good news is we have potential to kind of win the game on turn 2 if our draws are good. The bad news is this is a build that's playing a lot of big things, even off-color things. So if our graveyard gets locked down, the odds of us winning are very small. So we're going to have to see if we can dodge the hate. Do you rent the cards or you do own them? Seems like you had a lot of sweet decks. A little bit of both. I have a pretty good collection, but I also rent a bunch of cards. I thankfully do not have to buy every single card. Like, I definitely borrowed the Griefs and whatnot. So I have my own collection and then borrowed to fill in the gap. So, but that's our plan. We're reanimating. We'll see how this deck goes. If it's a blowout, then maybe we'll try to rebuild. I'm also interested in a more value-y build, maybe with some Griefs and maybe, I don't know, Siege Rhinos and Grave Titans, but we'll get to that in the future. So first up though, we're going big with Archon of Cruelty and going to see what happens. So reminders, and also welcome everyone. Wheels in general, wheels in specific. We'll talk about wheels as we go along. I don't know if y'all saw that. There's been this conversation going on about banning wheels in Commander. Seriously, like banning wheels in Commander, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't even know why that's a conversation. It's kind of blowing my mind that that's a thing people are even talking about. But anyway, reminders. When we talk about wheels in Commander as we go along. Replay YouTube. If you missed yesterday's stream, where Asmore and friends kind of crushed it, and we tried a little shamans at the end, you can check it out on the replay YouTube. Normal YouTube, Squirrel Twin went up yesterday for Budget Magic. Tomorrow, Sweet Modern Against the Odds, also top 10 video tonight. Tons of stuff going up on the YouTube channel. A reminder that our sponsor tonight, Kobo, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 3rd month. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Our sponsor is Card Kingdom, and maybe you got to pre-order some Modern Horizons cards. Honestly, be careful. Prices are inflated, but maybe you need a Miri. Maybe you need this Godzilla variant, Gem Razor, or Damnation, anything else. Card Kingdom's got you covered. You can pick them up at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one in your order notes. They'll give it to you for free. They're super cool like that. So thank you to Card Kingdom. Fictional, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription for the 5th month. Big soup cheer for you. Otherwise, merch page. Help clean out Richard's garage. Donations, always appreciated. Never required. $2 or more gets your message right on stream. So, all right, let's talk about this deck. What is this deck trying to do? The answer is one thing and one thing only, and that is, get something big into play, hopefully on turn 2. Our big things, our best one is Archon of Cruelty. Archon of Cruelty, absurd. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent sacks a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, loses 3 life, you draw a card, you gain 3 life. It's kind of like Uro and Croxa mixed together. It's kind of like a mini Cruel Ultimatum. It's insane. That's our best finisher. We also have Terastodon to blow up a bunch of lands. We have Ashen Rider to exile some permanents. So those are our main deck big things. How are we getting them into play? Well, we got 1 on Burial Rites. We also have 4 Priest of the Fell Rites. We also have a bunch of copies of our new reanimation target, Persist. So all of a sudden, we had a bunch of cheap reanimation in the format. This means if we can discard an Archon on turn 1, turn 2, we could potentially be persisting into play. How are we getting our big things in the graveyard? The answer here is we have Liliana to discard. We have Collective Brutality Escalate to discard. We have Unmarked Grave to just Unburial right, not Unburial Rites, Entomb something directly into the graveyard. We also have Bone Shards, removal that lets us discard, and, well, not ideal in a pinch with this deck, we sometimes do Thoughtseize ourselves. Sometimes, if we got Persist in hand, an Archon of Cruelty, and a Thoughtseize, we just Thoughtseize ourselves, put the Archon in the graveyard, reanimate it. Otherwise, a little bit more discard in Inquisition, Night's Whisper for card draw, Damn for some removal, and that's basically the deck. That's what we're trying to do. The upside is we can do really busted things, really strong things, really, really quickly. The downside is if our opponent plays Graveyard Hate, as you can see, Archon 8 mana, Ashen Rider, 8 mana. Terastodon, we don't even have green mana. We're going to have a hard time winning if our graveyard gets shut down. In the sideboard, we have Hate for discard to protect our hand. We have Fragmentize to get rid of graveyard hate. Pack Rat is a way we can win without our graveyard. Sarah's Emissary and Inkwell Leviathan, some customization for our reanimation targets, a little bit more removal, and that is our first take at Reanimator. So let's take it out for a spin and see what happens. Are we gonna get blown out? Are we gonna do the blown out? I want a Putrid Imp too. Putrid Imp would have been sweet in this format, but let's give it a spin and see how reanimation goes. And then I don't know. I also am very interested. Did they ban? Oh, that's actually a very good point. We didn't talk about that, and we should. So, because the new cards from Modern Horizons 2, Unmarked Grave, and also Persist, both specifically refer to non-legends. You can only reanimate a non-legend. You can only entomb a non-legend. That's why we're not playing Griselbrand or Elish Norn or Iona. We're playing all non-legendary reanimation targets. So that's kind of the twist. If these cards could hit on legends, then Griselbrand would be the best option in the format, but because we can't actually hit legends, I think it's actually a really good choice. It makes it more interesting. Jay Bender and Fickles, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. Yeah, so the blowouts are a concern. I think one of the really interesting options with this deck, and maybe we do a bit of brewing on stream, depending on how this league goes, but I think a really interesting possibility for this deck is to be Reanimator, but be reanimating castable things. I think that's an interesting option. Do you think the new Mythic Angel could be playable? We actually have one in the sideboard. I think it's really good in certain matchups. I think, from playing the deck a bit, I think you really want Archon. Archon is the big one. Like, Archon is our best reanimation target. And then in some matchups, Sarah Emissary is really good. Like, if you're up against an all-creature deck, this is, like, unbeatable for those decks. So, in some matchups, it is our best target. But it's starting in the sideboard because it is a bit matchup dependent. I don't know if I want to reanimate Dryad Arbor. That might be going too far. But I imagine Siege Rhinos. A 2-mana Siege Rhino is still pretty legit. Maybe I just love Siege Rhino too much. Or like, Grave Titan is another one. What about reanimating Primeval? Oh boy, I just had an idea. In my mind. How about this? What if we're reanimating Primeval Titans, but also using Primeval Titan to get Cabal Coffers in Urborg, so we can cast our big things too. I actually think Grief is a good option. Like, just evoke Grief, turn 2, get it back. Not quite the I win with Ephemerate, but you could mash that together. You could be like the Solitude Grief Ephemerate with reanimation thrown in. There's so many possibilities. So we got lots of things we could try. I think you're just getting greedy. Oh, that sounds so sweet though. And plus, I'm always getting greedy. Why win when you can win more? All right, so Wheels. What do y'all think about the conversation about banning Wheels in Commander? I don't understand it. Okay, so here, let me ask you a question. Because this was a big conversation. Hey, what's up, Elf? And Jeff Sis, good to see you. This was a big conversation that came up on Twitter. Do you view Wheels in... Sire of Insanity could be cool. Do you view Wheels, in the context of Commander in specific, as fair cards or unfair cards? I feel like that was... Because I mentioned on Twitter, like, I don't see why you'd ban Wheels. I don't get it. I think they're fun and healthy cards in Commander. Stream mode. Achieved. But from talking to other people, some people view them as unfair cards. And I guess I can see... when it can be unfair. Like, there are Wheels decks. This hand has way too many lands and way too few turn 2 Archons. Okay. Sure. This might be the Thoughtseize ourselves hand, depending on what our opponent's doing. Stomping grounds. Petrixina! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. But I was surprised that they actually thought that they were, oh my god. Oh, well, I told you this was a thing that could happen with the deck. I told you. It feels so bad, but when you're playing Reanimator, you do what you gotta do. And that includes thought seizing yourself on turn 1. Opponent, would you like to take a look at our hand? Watch them have graveyard hate main deck somehow and blow this out. Turn 1, thought seize, target me. So my experience with Wheels and Commander is that most of them, I play them mostly as fair cards. Sure, there are Wheel Narset decks. There are Wheel Hull Breacher decks. There are Nekuzar Wheel combo chain them together decks. But I view like Wheel as just a card I put in every red deck, because how else are you going to draw cards? So I see them as mostly fair cards. Oh no, blue mana. If this gets countered, opponent, I swear, opponent, we're going to have words. Main deck Surgical Extraction. Gotcha. Conceal Courtyard. Well, yeah, I mean, boom. Don't counter it. Come on. Oh! No! That's not right. That's not right at all. Okay, well. Disappointed. Force Negation. A Modern Legal Magic the Gathering card. Opponent. Cascades. Shardless Agent. I assume going to make some rhinos. Wow. Okay, sure. Opponent. Passes. We draw. Oh, that was going to be so good. The problem with Priest is it's so slow. So we play Priest. We pray that our opponent doesn't have removal. And then another turn from now, perhaps we get an Archon, but we're taking 10 at a minimum. Huh. Yeah, Damn, unfortunately, is uncastable. If it was castable, it'd be good. Oh, yeah, now we're seeing the problem with Priest. Well, if we draw an untap land, we're still in the game. If we do not draw an untap land, we're super dead. Opponent passes. Untap land? That is an untap land. Well, Marsh Flats, crack it. Get a swamp. Damn you, opponent! And it is very deserved. Well, alright. Opponent, all the disruption in the world. Damn, get him out of here. Come on, one more untap land. And we got a chance. Because then we can get back this Priest. And when it's unearthed, it's actually good. But we are getting low on time. There is at least a Bone Crusher. Opponent passes. Wow, not going to bone. Huh. Untap land? That's untap land. Well, Marsh Flats. I don't know how this goes wrong. Well, it's going to stifle us. Is there a way? Yeah, Damn was really good. Is there a way this still goes wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Priest of the Fell Rites. Unearth it. Not getting Force Negation this time. Archon of Cruelty. You discard. We gain life. We draw cards. Oh. Opponent discards. Crashing Footfalls. Well, We got there. It was not easy. It was not. Why did they leave their mana up? I'm a little concerned about that. Opponent. Oh, they're going to cascade into more rhinos. Jeez. All right. Crashing footfalls. Does this mean we're still dead? Yeah, I hope they don't ban wheels in Commander. I mean, if you're gonna ban something, ban the broken 2020 cards. Wow. Well, not sure what to say about that. Our opponent had everything. Our opponent just had every single possible card. I mean, there is a cost to our opponent's deck. They have to play stuff that costs 3 mana plus for what they're trying to do. Yeah, opponent just had, hey, what's up, Benny? How are you? Opponent just had all the perfect cards in that scenario. So what do we do about this Eldraine deck? KJK, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the sneaky things that I think is very underappreciated about the bustedness of Eldraine is it basically makes decks like this exclusively, like if Eldraine wasn't a thing, these decks wouldn't exist. Not saying these decks are unfair in Modern or whatever, but on top of breaking Standard and dominating Standard, the other thing that Adventures do is allow that play pattern to exist. Because otherwise, the deck just wouldn't work because you wouldn't be able to have things you could cast. But because of Eldraine, Hemmerdogger and Rivas, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time subs, thank you for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, congratulations, Betty. That sounds super fun. Yeah, but because of the adventures, you can play everything that costs 3 mana or more, but technically have 2 mana bounce spells, 2 mana removal spells, you got fire and ice, so you actually have a really powerful suite of spells that cost less than 3 mana, and you still get to cascade into what you want every time. Okay, so is there anything we can actually do about our opponent's deck? I mean, I guess the good news is it's not like they can play cheap Graveyard Hate. Because, yeah, we don't have any hate cards for this, do we? Maybe we just do nothing? We might just do literally nothing. And trust that our opponent's not gonna run quite that well. Let me see, Dyphon. Alright, we will play first. Alright, well, I guess this time we're thought seizing our opponent, which is not bad. We can unmark graves. We don't have reanimation yet. We need an actual thing to reanimate. We can fill the graveyard. What's the wheel thing, Commander? Are they getting banned or something? No, that's just been a big conversation that's been going on the last few days. Hey, what's up, Dogomyth? Good to see ya. Welcome. Yeah, it's been I don't know where it came from or why it started, but it's been a big conversation, like on Magic social media, about wheels being. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, no. Well. Well. Okay. Our opponent does not have black mana in their deck, by the way. Well, it worked. It worked for our opponent. I mean, they did, man. I think this game's just over. I don't even know if there's a reason to continue playing. I guess Liliana is a somewhat relevant card. Wow, that's a blowout. Well, yo. We have a new donation from Seth's mom, $6.66. Seth, I heard you swearing at your opponent. I raise you better to apologize to them right now, and you can bet your father will hear about this when he gets home. I don't think there was actually any swearing, but that does actually sound like something my mother would say. So thanks, thanks, Mom. I also like the irony of the 666 donation. Thought sees you about it. I mean, our deck only has 21 lands, so the odds of us actually hard casting and the odds of us hard casting an Archon are minuscule. I think the way we could potentially win is Liliana. About it. Alright. Found some bustedness. Okay, I'll take the Jace past the turn. I am the evil one. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent, Bone Crusher Giant. Probably better known as our demise. Well, Unbury Right's not going to do anything. We will, none of these. We'll discard Trastodon. There is literally no way we ever can cast a Trastodon, so... Did our opponent draw a blue card to go with their Force Negation to save their Bone Crusher Giant? Alright, apparently not. Pass the turn. LGS is hosting a Modern Horizons 2 draft. Do you think $50 is too much? I would expect like $45, $50 to probably be the going rate. So it's a lot, but I don't actually think it's too much in the sense that thin the deck in the sense that I think that's just how much it's going to cost. Well, you're also getting prizes and all. All right. Yeah. Well. Huh. Okay. Next game. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. I mean, you're getting prize support as well. So I expect it to cost more than the price of a pack because of that. But I don't know. That's the numbers I've heard from other people is around $45 or $50. So I don't know. That I just expect that that's what it'll be at most places. Does anyone else have? What's the cost of your LGS? Has anyone else actually heard? I mean, with 2 ley lines, there's about 0% chance that we are going to reanimate anything anyway. Armafingo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so 45, 50, 60. 60 is that's definitely high end. Hopefully there's good price support. 55, 50, 45. Yeah, so, I mean, that sounds like about the going rate. Do you own a paper Modern deck, and if so, which one? I own Mono Red Prison in Modern, although might need some updating. Banning Simian Spirit Guide means that Mono Red Prison is not really very good anymore. So it might be time to make a new paper Modern deck. Oh, that matchup was such a blowout. My LGS is hosting it too because no one wants to play it because it's too expensive. Yeah, that'll be... Well, I mean, the good news is, from what we've seen from the value of the set, is even at $50, like, the EV of a pack right now is like $25 or something. So, no prize support or anything, that would be, what, $75 worth of cards? So, well, I guess this is okay. We have slow reanimation and Unburial Rights, but we can Thoughtseize our opponent. Thoughtseize our opponent. Huh. Unburial Rights. 75. Whoa, 75 is... That's definitely on the high end. That's the most I've heard. You don't like the format that much? I think the format's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it. So, Grief, I think, could be worth considering. I think I would probably... So, we talked about in the intro, this deck is basically trying to reanimate big things. I think a reanimation style deck that is trying to reanimate smaller things is also a possibility and could be good in Modern. This deck needs Stoneblade package as a backup win condition. Maybe. I think that I kind of feel like that would be an entirely different deck. The third phase of Lumpy Gravy. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for your opponent. Really thinking over their mulligans, apparently. Amazon is selling 3 packs for $20. Wait, no. You can buy 3 packs of Modern Horizons 2 for $20? Oh, actually, no, that's probably... What does that add up to? So you're getting 12 times 20. That's actually way cheaper than a booster box. Like, that's way cheaper than a booster box. Like, by $25, $30. So if you can actually buy packs for 20, that might actually just be the best way to get to get cards. Huh. That might be worth considering. 6-pack pre-release. Oh boy. 1 land. The Smuggler Copter Tron. Witch's Oven. Okay. Well, we'll take Street Wraith, I guess. I don't even know. Oh, what a weird hand. Why would someone keep this hand? All right, go ahead, opponent. Yeah, the packs might actually be worth looking into. Opponent. Underworld Cookbook. Passes. Well, Plains and Unmarked Grave. Get a... Yeah, I guess just Archon. Yeah. Well, I mean, this Unburial Rights can get something back if we live that log. Does our opponent draw land? They do. All right. Pro drawing. Land off the top. Opponent passes. Liliana's actually a pretty good draw here. Liliana on black. Play Liliana. That gets Archon back from the graveyard with Unburial Rights. Tick up. Please don't madness anything. Discard Unburial Rights. Have you tried a Protein Hulk version of this deck? I hate Thassa's Oracle, so no. Thassa's Oracle is one of my least favorite Magic cards. Pretty high on the list of mistakes, I would say. I do think that is probably... Wow, opponent finds a Satyr Wayfinder to turn on the Smuggler's Copter. Mills a bunch of random stuff. Okay. Another land off the... Well, opponent's out of action. They can crew the Smuggler's Copter and loot. But we're getting back an Archon. We're killing your creature. We're getting rid of your last card. And then I think we might have got him. Thassa's Oracle. Ugh. I love Labman. Oh, yeah. The problem with Thassa's Oracle is it's too easy. It's too easy and too good. It's, like, not even interesting to me. Opponent. All right. They got a Feasting Troll King. Sure. Well, we will untap. We will Marsh Flats. We will crack Marsh Flats. We will get a... Godless Shrine, untapped. We will Unburial Rights. Get back an Archon. Get rid of something. They probably sacked the Smuggler's Copter, but still, this is good. Great Ghoul and Acidic Estrero. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think Bird-Tide Reaching has huge potential in Modern. After having played some Modern, what do you think? I mean, I think it's definitely got potential. It's a pretty strong delve threat. It's another card that gets got by Graveyard Hate, and we'll see how that shakes out. Huh. Do we take up Liliana? What is our plan this turn? They're going to try to keep getting back this Troll King. Yeah. Liliana's going to die anyway. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, hopefully this Archon just essentially locks them. Alright, your go, opponent. Let's see what you got. Yeah, Archon is a ton of value. Unfortunately, our opponent found a way to get the Troll King going. Opponent. Loam to get back lands. Discards lands to make food. Okay. Goes to combat. I mean, they're going to have to take multiple turns to get this Feasting Troll. I think we're good. Like, I think Archon beats Troll King. I'm pretty sure. How do you feel about Sheldon talking about how he's considering banning... Whoa, did Sheldon actually say that? No. Wait, did Sheldon actually say... I heard people talking about Wheels and Commander. I didn't know that Sheldon said that. Whoa, you should link me the article. I haven't seen that. Well, I mean, Captain is already taken. But if you ban my Wheel of Fortune, it might be time to make our own commander again. Let's Collective Brutality, 2 modes. I'm actually kidding, but yeah, I would be very upset if you banned all Wheels in Commander. That would be very depressing. But my opinion of Wheels is apparently a lot different than other... Wow, this game is going very well. Apparently my opinion of Wheels is different than some other people's opinion, because I view them as fair card draw effects that occasionally mean people do mean things with. But I view them... That was an amazing game. But I view them as fundamentally... I view them as just staples of their colors. And I think EDH Rec backs that up for the most part. If you look at the actual wheels, of course, like, Wheel of Fortune, its numbers are a little bit tainted by the fact it costs a rent payment. So it's mostly, like, high-end competitive decks that play it, because you gotta be building a $5,000 deck to be able to play Wheel of Fortune, because the price is so ridiculous. On the other hand, if you look at, like, Reforge the Soul, an actual, like, fairly accessible but still playable wheel, if you look at the decks that playing it, sure, Nekuzar plays it, sure, Xyrus plays it, the Locust God plays it, but really, it's just in janky red decks that aren't doing anything busted with it. It's just like, I'm a red deck, I'm gonna cast a bunch of spells, maybe I'm kind of aggressive like Zozo or Norin or Zurzoth, and I need a way to refill my hand. So I feel like Wheels, that's how I view Wheels, is inherently fair cards. I know they're not that in other formats, but in Commander, that's how I look at them. I personally, I think the problem is, like, I'd have to read Sheldon's article. What was the context of it? Like, why? What's the argument for banning them? All right, so opponent's doing graveyardy stuff. We can bring in Kaya's Guile. We can bring in Fragmentize. Sarah's Emissary is probably actually good in this matchup. We can bring in Sarah's Emissary. We can bring in Leyline of the Void. We can go down. maybe Inquisition, Collective Brutality. What else? Ashen Rider is okay. We might have to cut one big thing. Maybe cut the cut the Terastodon and Damn. Let's try it like that. Try it like that. Oh, congratulations, Ice Cream Lesbian. Huh, I didn't know that was a possibility, but I'm glad that it is not a possibility. That sounds very scary. I actually just found out. Oh, one of my brother's friends who's 20, 24, 25, something like that, who's just like, I've always, we were not like super close because he's kind of younger and more friends with my younger brother, but just a really nice person who I always really liked. But apparently he just found out he has, I want to say, I'm going to butcher the name, angiosarcoma or something, but apparently a very serious form of cancer, which is, not something you expect when you're like 24, 25 years old. So I'm glad you got good news, Lesbian. That is definitely awesome. All right, what was this Sheldon thing? If you're reading my paragraph and took away the idea that I want to ban wheels, please reread it with the understanding that that's not the case. I'm just gonna have to read this article. I feel like I'm not up to date enough on what's going on. All right, opponent's got an Asmore. Sure. Asmore Anomaradicadista Nadiculicar. Yeah, I saw the quote. I just have to read I want to read the article to see the context. Because I'm curious if it says anything about like Hull Breachers and Narsets, because my feeling is that those are the problem cards. And I would be on board. Honestly, I think the Hull Breacher was a mistake. I know Commander in specific, I feel like playgroups in general can manage it themselves. So I don't like calling for bannings in Commander. That's just, I would rather see in general cards be unbanned and playgroups manage their own experience. Even though I know that we do have to have some sort of ban list because people want to play at a Magic Fest or whatever, but I feel pretty strongly that Hull Breacher was a pretty meaningful mistake. All right, opponent's going off, doing little shenanigans, hits us. Down to 17. We untap. So many lands. Well, let's play a Pathway on white. I think our plan is Kaya's Gaia. We want to get the most value possible, though. We would like to, like, get the Loam and this Dragster that they keep looping. So I wouldn't want to call for those cards to be banned, but I will ban them in my... I will rule zero them out in my playgroups. I think, like, other than Crim is unique, because Crim... Oh, this might be the window. Crim likes a lot of different things in Magic compared to normal people. No offense, Crim, I love you, but Crim has a very different view of Magic than I do. He loves cards like that. But I think the rest of the Commander Clash crew, we have all been happy to have those cards house banned. Each opponent sacks a creature, exile cards from each opponent's graveyard. Good enough. So opponent's going to lose their Dryad Arbor. They're going to lose their Loam. They're going to lose this Dragster, which, I don't know if it's good, but it is annoying. Jabudan! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't really imagine what it's like to have to try to be on the Commander RC. That is a job that I don't think I would want. It feels I definitely appreciate, even though I very much disagree with some of the choices that people make on the RC or that Sheldon makes. It is such a hard and thankless job. So I don't think I would want it. I don't think I would want to have to deal with what the RC deals with, honestly. Ooh, sanity grinding mill. Is Reanimator actually good in Modern now? Well, we're trying to find out. I think at this point, unclear. Hopefully. Let's Night's Whisper. We need a way to get our stuff in the graveyard. Ooh, Bone Shards actually works. Bone Shard. Huh. What do you think the... What are we trying to reanimate here? Copter has never been banned in Modern. The idea behind the Asmore deck is it's basically a feasting Troll King deck. It's trying to be Hogak, basically. Huh. Hey, what's up, Shivim? Yeah, I imagine. I imagine that, good to see you, by the way. I imagine, well, I appreciate all the hard work you do at a very thankless job. Are we discarding, huh? All right, chat, vote. Do we want Emissary on creature, or do we just want Archon? It's probably still just Archon, isn't it? I feel like it's just always Archon. Yeah, it's always Archon, isn't it? Alright. Well, we will discard a card. Kill Asmore. It'll be Archon. Opponent should sack to make food, but I don't know if they're going to remember. Well, we only get to discard one for now. And I want to do it now because we are down to 12. Alright, opponent sacks, makes a food. Asmore down. Godless Shrine tapped. Well, next turn we can priest it back. Mr. Second Amendment, welcome to the fishbowl. It's always Archon. It's always Archon. Discards a cat. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Gets back the cat, drains us. Untaps. So this is also a cat oven deck? Oh my god. Opponent crews up the copter. Gonna hit us. Well, the cat is pretty good against Archon. Actually, maybe we should have went Sarah Emissary. I guess Cauldron Familiar is going to drain us anyway. Does not care. Discards Nature's Claim. During combat. Pump fakes. Passes. What do you got, opponent? We're down to 8. Another Underworld Cookbook. Opponent passes. Well, it's time. We will Pathway. On black. Priest. Hopefully there's no blowouts. Get back Priest. Priest. Painfully. Gets back Archon. Down to 5. Temporarily. Opponent gonna sack the cat. Makes a food. Sure. Well, Archon. Gain life. We draw... well, Thoughtseas could be okay, I guess. That does let us discard the Sarah Emissary. Crazy Begwin. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I think, yeah, that is a really good point. I feel like Hull Breacher and Narset, because that's a point some people brought up, having the conversation about wheels. As much as I love drawing cards, I actually think that hating on card draw is fine, probably even healthy. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing to have ways to hate on card draw. On the other hand, I do think that those cards aren't card draw hate as much as combo pieces. I wish, and making them symmetrical would take away the combo aspect, but still, if you want to, they would be better white cards, honestly. But if you want to have a white card that was like, each player can only, there are white cards that do that, but I think those cards are fine. It's the like, play Hull Breacher wheel, I win. Play Narset wheel, I win. Ugh, but not even really win. You like play it and kind of win, and I got to sit there with no hand for another hour, while I crim counters all my stuff. That's the downside. uh, well, they keep making it. They push Notion Thief quite a bit. Notion Thief was 4 mana in 2 colors. Then we got Narset, which was 3 mana and a Planeswalker, so it doesn't die to creature removal. And then we got Hullbreacher, which is 1 mana and hates on more, right? Because Notion Thief is actually let me read Notion Thief. Maybe it's exactly the same, but it's cheaper and less colors. Yeah, I guess the text is actually the same. There's no exception for 1 card per turn or whatever. Mega Gunzilla, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Opponent passes. Ooh, dare we attack? We attack, we go to 10. Opponent hits for 2, 3, 4. I mean, we gotta attack, right? We can't not attack. We gotta attack. We gotta attack. Combat. I love Jumpstart. Jumpstart is such a sweet set. I hope they... I mean, the problem with Jumpstart was it got wrecked by COVID. If it was the amount of supply that they intended and that everyone wanted, I think that would be... Well, how do we Sarah this turn? Praise of the Fellrights is pretty sketchy. Praise of the Fellrights is pretty sketchy because it doesn't have haste, so we do have to wait a turn. Well, let's get in there with the Archon. Opponent. I assume they just, alright. Sag the cat, make a food. We draw a card, we gain some life. Unmarked Grave. Okay, that's interesting. We do have to make sure we don't literally die somehow. Well, step 1, Priest of the Fellrights. Step 2, Kamal! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Step 2, Unmarked Grave. For... You know what? Probably just more Archons. Pass the turn. Alright. Don't kill us somehow. As long as we don't straight up die this turn, we're good. Cat Oven is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Smuggler's Copter. It doesn't look like we're dead. About it. Yeah, next turn we could potentially Sarah. Although it doesn't actually stop Cat, because Cat doesn't target. It's just each opponent. So we might be better off just getting back Archon again. Also worth keeping in mind that this costs 3 life. And I think... So Cat comes back, Sat Cat comes back. I think we might be so low on life that we aren't going to have the 3 life to spend. I guess we'll be able to gain some with Archon, hopefully. Yeah, we're right on the edge, but this is a green black deck, so I don't think they have Bolt or anything. What if instead of banning Faithless Looting and Historic, they just had a path? Would that even work? Oh, I don't know if that would. So, Faithless Looting, I think, Brainstorm is probably first up if there's ban eggs. I know this came up yesterday. I want to bring it up again. I think it's important to realize, with Historic in specific, that Wizards straight up said when they released Mystical Archives that the idea was, we're going to put as many of them as possible into the format, and then we'll figure out as we go along and ban things aggressively as necessary. So the idea was they were going to have to ban stuff. That was kind of priced into what they were doing. So I don't think talking about bannings here, it's not like calling for a Modern Horizons 2 card to get banned or something. It's more like the creation of Pioneer, when Wizards was like, hey, we're just gonna put everything out there and we'll ban as we go. We have a new donation from Winter Malant. $4.20 is anger allowed in Modern. Having red also makes a great discard spell, and even through the breach, or was it already discussed? So anger is not currently legal in Modern, although I think anger is a card that could certainly come to Modern. Well, go to combat. Attack with Archon. gain some life. Opponent gets back the cat. I don't actually think we quite have lethal here. Sacks the cat. Gets back the cat. Drains us to 4. We go up to 7. Opponent discards a land, makes a food. Alright. Opponent takes it. Down to 2. And then Archon? This does it, right? 3 more. Opponent gains 1 from the cat, and we got there? Maybe? Reanimator? Wait, cat returns, sure. They don't have the mana to sack a food. They can't sack the cat. Oh, there we go, there we go. Miyako Besker, welcome to the Fishbowl. 48 months, 4-year resub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent's deck looked interesting. Opponent's deck looked really interesting. So yeah, my take on Historic is, here's how I see the format. I see, do you think there should be more commander cards like Garth that reference older cards? I think that's interesting. I would say that in small doses it's okay, but I don't think I'd like it over and over again. Yeah, that was a really close, interesting game. I mean, there are times where Sarah's going to be worth it, I think. That's match 2. Match 1 we got absolutely blown out by a teamer deck. They had double Leyline in game 2. They had Force Negation. They had Brazen Borrower. They had Rhinos. It was not even close. Yeah, the Asmore deck yesterday was really sweet. That deck was really, really strong. I think I like it better, too, than that version. Although that version can grind with Cauldron Familiar. So here's my take on Historic. My take on Historic is, we have Brainstorm number 1. I think Brainstorm, and I know people get mad about this all the time, but I would say just ban Brainstorm. Ban Brainstorm, get it out of there. I don't even know if there's a coherent argument for keeping it. Well, we talked about it on the podcast yesterday, which you can find on the YouTube. Krim was kind of the Brainstorm supporter, and all I really heard was, I like blue decks. I mean, honestly, like, that's how it came across to me. It was kind of like, I like being able to play, I like blue decks being good, so Brainstorm is okay in my book, which wasn't especially a convincing argument for me. So I would say ban Brainstorm. And then the next tier, you got Faithless Looting, you have Mizzix Mastery, you have Memory Lapse, and you have Time Warp. The big question is, with some of those cards, here's what I would expect to happen. You brand Brainstorm, and then I think that Faithless Looting is going to take Brainstorm's spot as the card that's in every deck and kind of too prevalent to stick around. So then you ban Faithless Looting, and then the remaining cards, Mizzix Mastery, Time Warp, Memory Lapse. How good are those cards if you don't actually have... How good are those cards if you don't have access to... Yeah, I guess this is fine. How good are those cards if you don't have access to Brainstorm and Faithless Looting to support them? I think that's the question. It might be... Sure. I mean, we kind of want this Night's Whisper, but our hand's pretty Thoughtseize proof. But how good are those if you don't have the support cards? Maybe they're fine. Memory Lapse... It is obnoxious to play against. That is true. I will certainly give it that. It is, I don't know if it's too good, but it is annoying for sure. It is definitely obnoxious. Opponent. Oh, Arcanist, eh? Alright, that's awkward. Removal, please. This Liliana would have been great, but it's gonna get arcanisted. Arcanized? Archaic. I don't know. Whatever it does. We draw another land. Hell, I guess we play... Arcanist. The snowball is here. Play the priest. Pass the turn. Him would be busted. I think him would be busted in Modern, I think it would be busted in Historic. I do think. Oh no. Well, no hand for us. I I do think that. I do think it was worth putting the archives into Historic. I would rather. Here's how I view Historic. I want Wizards to put lots of cool cards into Historic, but then I also want them to ban those cards when they're broken. Simple, easy, straightforward. Like that's actually it. That is my take on the format. Aggressively print new cards into the format, and then if something's broken, just as aggressively take them out of the format. What I don't want to see is aggressively putting cards into the format, having cards break the format, and then having the format stay broken for like 6 months or a year, which is something that we've seen in the past with other formats. Like, they banned Hogak way too slow when Modern Horizons 2 came out. Like, that ruined months and months of Modern. So I feel like Wizards just got to be quicker. And I think the community has to understand that and be accepting of it. Because I know there's like this anti-ban sentiment, and I get it. No one likes having a card ban that's important to their deck. So that makes sense to me, but in Historic, I think you just gotta roll with it and understand that if Wizards gonna put all these really exciting cards into the format, some of them are gonna be broken, and they will have to leave the format. Ooh, nice Whisper Suite. Let's draw some cards. I would love to be able to reanimate something. Well, Bone Shards. Kill Arcanist. Discard Priest. Play a land. Wow. If we can find a way to get things in the graveyard, we're off and running. This is the 4th time you lose Priest. I think this deck needs Giver of Runes. I mean, Priest just dies. That's kind of what Priest does. I think that's why. So the upside of Priest is it is a good reanimation spell from your graveyard. But just casting it, it's not going to live. Like that, very, very infrequently will it actually live. Huh. Marsh Flats. Crack it. Thin the deck. Get a swamp. Go. Okay. Who draws something first? The race is on. Opponent. I mean, and it does force your opponent to kill it. Like, it eats a removal spell. Oh, dear. It eats a removal spell, then it comes back better later. Well, damn young Pyromancer. I love damn because it gives me an excuse to swear, and my mom can't get mad at me. Best part of that card. There's many reasons I like that card, but that is the best part. Oh my goodness. Alright, past the turn, I think. Awkward. No one's doing anything. Priest, you can tap it, pay 3 life, sack it, reanimate something from your graveyard. But we don't have anything in our... We need a... Oh, we're going to be hard casting stuff here in a minute. Oh, Pathway. Play it. McFly! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? Let's, boom. Here comes the tutu. Blue Black Rogues. Ooh, let me see Dash Max. Alright, Bona has a Dreadbore. Sure. And passes. Yeah, Voidwalker does seem very good for rogues. Bone Shards. Well, we will continue to pass. Weird game. We're 1 mana away from just hardcasting all of our big stuff. Bone it. Also 1 mana away from hardcasting our big stuff. Passes. Shambling Vent. Well, there's the 1 mana. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. So weird. There's no castles in the deck. Maybe there should be. I like castle in every deck. Another priest. Well, I guess we thought sees you. Village Rites, Lightning Bolt, Inquisition. Well, Take the bolt. And backup plan. You're wondering about the backup plan? We have found our backup plan. We will shamble in for 2. Get in there, shambling vet. Even the life totals. Play another priest. If we ever just draw, we need Unmarked Grave. We need our bad Entomb. Just some way to get something big in the graveyard, or just draw the big thing. I mean, I guess we're kind of grinding with them because our opponent's deck is also just drawing all lands. The weirdest matchup. 2 decks that can do really powerful things, and neither one of us are doing anything. Are you disappointed that they haven't done any bad exit rotation in Standard? Big thing. All right, that's a redraw for a big thing. Well, we're gonna keep shambling. Actually, no, maybe we just sack this right now. Silent clearing. Sacrifice it. Oh my god. There cannot be many lands left in our deck, honestly. Well, shamble. Go to combat. Attack you. Priest reanimates priest, reanimates priest. Keep it looping. Opponent drew a fatal push. Down to 12. Well, pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's not many left. Oh. Wow, that's going to be the steal unless we top deck. This lets our opponent draw too. All right, well, opponent's the first one to draw something, and they drew the right thing. They drew the best thing. Yeah. Wow. Will Arena ever support... thank you for the cheer, by the way. Will Arena ever support Modern? Doesn't seem to be the plan. I wish that it would. Wow. Well... we both fizzled and our opponent drew out of it first. We draw. I don't think this is possible. All right, let's count this real quick. Last actual basic land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I mean, what can we even do? What can we even do about this? What legacy deck would you want the most in Modern with all the pieces being legal already in the format? Wait, what legacy deck do you want the most in Modern? Jeez. Oh, well, opponent's not having any trouble drawing their bombs. I think this is the equivalent of Archon for our opponent. Just like their most powerful finisher in their deck. Opponent has more. Jeez, Colgan's command gets back Arcanist. Yeah. Yeah, Dam's already been cast. Opponent goes attacking. Yeah, there's only one Dam. And it's the one that we can't cast. Ugh. Oh. Wow. That was something. That was something else. Okay. Well, let's change things up a bit. That was the fizzliest fizzle that has ever fizzled. Yeah, I mean, that's how Magic goes sometimes. Liliana's probably pretty bad against our opponent's deck, or at least not great. Maybe we just go Sarah's Emissary Archon for reanimation, go down to Inquisition, go down a Inquisition and Brutality? Run it like that? Oh, the pack rats are not going to be able to beat down through all of our opponent's tokens, I don't think. Huh. Well, we're not flooded. Unfortunately, this hand doesn't really do much. You know what? I think we actually keep this. We're not going to do anything for a while, but we have two very good ley lines. Both of the ley lines are pretty good against our opponent's deck. It's going to be a while before we do anything else, but no graveyard and no discard is going to be tough on our opponent. One land, one keep. How did I originally get into MTG? So I originally got into Magic around when original Ravnica released. And I was in college at the time, and my roommate came back one day with a big box of Magic cards from his mom's house, I guess. And that was how it started. I actually didn't play right away. That was when I was doing a lot of like music stuff and playing a lot of shows, but I would kind of see him playing with friends, and it looked interesting, and I had always liked strategy games. I liked poker, so it kind of made sense. It took a little bit to well, yeah. Discard Archon, kill the Pyromancer, play a land. Pathways. Pathways. There's some floating around on YouTube, yeah. I mean, ooh, alright, another Pyromancer. That is a good answer for our opponent against the ley lines and such. I mean, it's not like I was a famous rock star, but we played a lot of we played a lot of like local shows. Well, I guess it's yeah, kill Pyromancer, discard Priest. Opponent cracks. But yeah, it was super fun. Seemed like a bass player. I initially alright, that's a good one. So I grew up learning like piano and keyboard, and then in bands I played mostly either keyboard or guitar. I play bass a little bit, but I'm not a bass player. Ooh, let me see Jank Jesus. Mirrodin Besieged is definitely a cool card. Opponent Bloodstained Mire cracks it. And has their own Leyline of the Void. Well, thankfully, it doesn't stop the cards that are already in the graveyard. All right, the do-nothing battle. Pass the turn. We're one mana away from being able to get back an Archon. We might want discard first. Well, Concealed Courtyard. The question's going to be, do we just go for it? Do we go for it, or do we keep waiting? Because our opponent could have, like, a Dreadbore. That's definitely a spicy list, Tailspinner lore. Mill with some artifact beatdown. That's a combo I haven't really seen. Definitely a cool idea to be able to win with Mirrodin's Besieged and also the beatdown plan. Opponent passing. I'll crack this. Then the deck. Godless Shrine. Do we go for it? We only get one shot because our opponent has Leyline now. Ooh. Alright, we're going to wait. We are going to wait. This is a good way to force our opponent's hand. Liliana. Take it up. No longer protected by ley lines. I've been playing Kismina turns in Modern. Been super competitive. Should try it sometimes. Ooh, what does your list look like? That sounds interesting. Well, pass the turn. Opponent discarded. Oh, they did have the answer. Well, Rampage, I guess, is not actually an answer because of ley line. I mean, we just want to get him out of cards, and then we reanimate, and then Archon takes us home. Hell Knight's Whisper. Draw a couple cards. Our 2 ley line plan might be working. Play a land. 3 ley lines. Keep stacking them up. Ley line. Take up Liliana. Make you discard. I wonder... Oh, watch us wait too long and they draw more graveyard hate. Maybe it's being too greedy to keep waiting. Thanks to you, I finally got into Moto. I got my loan program approved by card order. Can't wait to play some Pauper. Awesome. That's super exciting. Yeah, Moto is really fun for playing formats like that. Another ley line. Well, I guess we do it. Now that Liliana's dead. Priest. We have almost enough mana that we can hardcast stuff, which is good. Gets back Archon. We can't catch a break. We tried to play that so carefully too, and in the end it did not matter. Well, Thought sees you. Inquisition. And this is exactly where we were last game, where both players are empty-handed. Can we be the one that draws our good stuff? Or is it going to be our opponent, the top decks, their threats? Okay. Well, Arcanist isn't the best threat. We draw. Damn. I don't even think we cast it yet. We passed the turn. Come on. Come on, deck. We need 2 more lands to be able to cast our big things. Opponent hits us for 1. Persist. Not likely to be helpful. We do have a lot of dead draws now. Oh, they had that Cling to Dust. But, I mean, there is a lot of graveyard hate. People are prepared for graveyard hate. Jairus, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't actually know if we do have better top decks. Opponent. Yeah, gonna Inquisition themselves. Because we have so many dead cards, I don't actually know if we do have better top decks than our opponent at the moment. Well, gonna be a good damn. That is going to slow our opponent down again. Liliana would be good. Liliana might be our best draw. I do think that maybe this deck needs more of a backup plan. It does seem to really struggle if the graveyard gets shut down. So maybe I think there's a couple of possibilities that we can talk about, but opponent gets and hits us. We draw. Priest. Well. Alright, opponent do true creatures in a row. So hopefully that's it. We will damn them all to the exile zone. We will play a priest. 10-turn clock. Your go. About it. We've seen a lot of people thought ceasing themselves this. No. Come on now. 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 Ugh. There's a shambling events in the deck. 2 games in a row. That exact thing happened. Oh. Well, we should have attacked. Yeah. Down to 7. We draw. Tapped land. Hooray. Well, hit ya. Down to 17. All right. Can Sarah's Emissary save us? Our opponent could very easily have removal. Hits us. Down to 4. Passes. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Opponent takes it. Alright. Save us, Sarah's emissary. Play it. I think we gotta choose creature. We gotta choose creature. Opponent lightning bolts our priest. Huh. Okay. Well, we're still choosing creature. Marsh Flats. Go. Oh, they got 2 cards in hand. One is a land. Is the other one a removal spell? Well, we can choose removal, but then we're just going to die to Sedgemoor Witch. We have to choose creature to not die to this menacing witch. About it. Combat. Attacks. Sure. We have protection. We take 0. We untap. Archon. Archon. Silent clearing. I'll go to combat. Hit ya. What a weird match this has been. Opponent down to 8. Silent clearing. Sack it. Draw a card. Ooh. Ooh. That ward ability. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. 2 more turns. 2 more turns. No, I think it's too risky to crack the Marsh Flats. Going to 3 seems not great at the moment. Especially, like, thinning is... The amount that it matters is very, very small. If we actually, like, draw an Archon and are going to be able to cast it, then we're cracking it for sure. Well, hit ya to 1. Alright, this is it. Opponent's got 1 top deck. 1 top deck, or we did it the old-fashioned way. Opponent draws. Please no. Secret Lair Dreadbore off the top. Ha! It was good enough. It was good enough. It was good enough. Wow. That was not pretty. That's turn 18. Turn 18. Ley lines all around. No one. This has been the weirdest matchup that I've ever seen. This has just been so strange. What legacy decks do you want the most in Modern, with all the pieces being legal, as in it makes them legal in Modern, or already legal in the format? All right, so if I could take a legacy deck and make it legal in Modern, okay, that's actually a really good question. And sorry I missed it earlier. That is a really interesting question. I think that here's the question. Based on what we've seen in Historic, and based on what we know about Legacy, do we want Brainstorm to be a Modern card? I would say, if Brainstorm was a Modern card, Blue would dominate the format. It's 10 times better in Modern, it would be, than it is in Historic because of fetch lands. So I'm going to say that I'm going to exclude blue decks, basically because any blue deck is going to have Brainstorm, and I'm not convinced that would be a good thing for the format. Wow, Delver's got a shakeup, hasn't it? Dragon's Retainer, Ragavan, Murktide Regent. That's a lot of new cards. So I'm going to exclude blue decks based on that. I personally would probably want some sort of Nick Fit archetype. I actually think Nick Fit, maybe not the ones with like Academy Rector, which might be too good, but a traditional Nick Fit list, if I can find one. I think that would actually be super fun. So this isn't the best example because it's a Rector build, but I think Veteran Explorer would be sweet in the format. We already have the random Planeswalkers. Cabal Therapy, I don't know if that'd be good or not. Actually, that's tough. Crop Rotation would be busted. Maybe you can't do that because of Crop Rotation. It's actually very difficult because if you look at most decks, this would be a sweet deck. Like Dead Guy Ale. Are we changing anything? Maybe we need a Fragmentize. Go up a Fragmentize. Down one more Liliana. Run it like that. So, like, Dead Guy Ale would be a sweet archetype. And you can already do a lot of this in Modern. Dark Confidant, Stoneforge, good, good. Skyclave, good. Liliana Kaya, good, good. Opposition Agent, I don't know if I want that in Modern. But then you get down the list and it's like, oh, him to Turok. Do I want him to Turok? Is that too good for Modern? Caracas apparently was going to be in the set. It was going to be the buy a box promo for Modern Horizons 2, but they changed their minds. I actually think Crocus might be okay. I don't know if Crocus would be that big of a deal. Huh. Well, I mean, we're gonna keep. We got a ley line. We got a ley line in one land. It worked last time. Did anyone read Sam Black's article about? Yeah, it is similar to Ephemera Griff. Did anyone read Sam Black's article about? Oh dear. Huh. Okay, our hand does nothing. Well, dead card, dead card, dead card. Not completely dead, but about to get thought seized. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did you see it talking about how they had to nerf squirrels? Or he pushed for them to nerf squirrels? I really want to know what the busted squirrels look like. I would like to know what squirrels existed that were so broken they had to nerf the entire archetype. I mean, does Caracas actually invalidate legendary creatures? Boy, opponent kept a lot of discard after seeing a bunch of ley lines of Sanctity, but alright, pass the turn. This is probably not going to resemble a game of Magic very much. Hey, you would have been good a couple turns ago. Pass the turn. Bitter Blossom sideboard for animation. I don't know if Bitter Blossom is fast enough to be super relevant. I mean, I do think some sort of backup plan could be good. Wow, opponent's got nothing going on either. Alright, well, we get to do this again. The problem is our opponent has stuff they can draw and cast when we don't. We need to hit a... I don't even know. Some sort of miracle. Opponent, Sedgemoor Witch. Well, we do draw a land. Kill the witch. Discard a Persist. We will pay the 3. Land. Go. Do you think there are chances that we eventually get a Modern Horizons remastered on Arena? I think so. I hope that I strongly feel that they should put all sets on Arena. Like, I think that would make Wizards money. I think it would improve Arena. So I would like to see that. But I do think that sooner or later, there's a reasonably good chance that we will get some version of the set. It might be 5 years from now when no one really cares anymore, but opponent passing. We draw. Well, pathway on white. Marsh Flats. I mean, if we ever find Fragmentize, where's our Fragmentize? Wait, there's no Fragmentize? What happened to our Fragmentize? Oh. Well, apparently Fragmentize is not in our deck. So, I guess new plan is get to 8 mana somehow. I remember moving it in. We talked about it even. We even straight up talked about it. Am I disappointed with Standard at the moment? I'm not interested in Standard at the moment. I don't know if disappointed is exactly the right word, but I just am not interested in it. I guess I would like it to be good, but I don't know. I mean, at the same time, Modern is super exciting. I've been enjoying Legacy a lot lately. So, well, since we don't have a way to get rid of this ley line, I think we just start thinning the deck to try to draw lands. What is our worst card? Probably another Unmarked Grave. Yeah, alright. Thin the deck. Not doing anything else about it. Untaps. Eventually we can dam away. We want to try to wait. This Arcanist is just hitting for 1 with the ley line out. Eventually we can dam, but I would rather also get a Pyromancer or something if we got a shot. Opponent hits us to 13. Oh, if we ever get to 8 mana, boy, maybe this deck needs Cabal Coffers, Castle Lockwain, a backup plan, something. Opponent cycles in Unearth. Also has some dead cards. Add. Oh, let me see the Kasmina list. Turns decks are tough. Oh. Alright. Crocs, well, we have discard fodder. We will discard Persist. We take 0, so that's kind of fine. Opponent. Hermit Crab! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. I don't think we could really play Urborg Coffers in this deck. I think we'd have Coffers tapping... Oh, okay. 5 mana. Getting there. 3 lands in a row. Please, Magic Gods. Double Archon in hand. Opponent. Combat. Hits us. Is it worth adding red for Rip Apart or Wear Tear? I mean, we have the Fragmentize, but that would be... Oh, that's a land. That would be an upgrade. So, maybe? Pass the turn. That was supposed to be on white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Opponent goes attacking. Could go into green to have Assassin's Trophies. There's a lot of possibilities. We do have 2 Pack Rats, but... Ugh, I don't think we want to take that damage at the moment. But maybe more Pack Rats could also be good. Once we get to 7 mana, we'll try to Thoughtseize to clear the way for Archon. We can't get bolted to death, which is nice. This has been the weirdest match. Yeah, I guess we could just play Vindicate as well. That's the other thing. Vanishing Verse, Vindicate. It might just be that this deck has a pretty misbuilt sideboard. Another Leyline, sure. Well, we don't have Fragmentizing anyway, so... Land. Ooh. All right. Pathway on white. Oh, do we Thoughtseize? Is it worth it? We Thoughtseize to 7. This whole match has been ridiculous. It's just been ridiculous. All right, Thoughtseize, yeah. Alright, opponent is prepared for the graveyard. We will take Dreadbore. So they do have 1 answer to our first Archon. But it's going to gain us life. It's going to draw us a card. Hopefully get us to another Archon. Yeah, it might be that the sideboard is just misbuilt. Because white-black does have very good answers. So I don't even think we need to splash for it. Opponent gets it, hits us. Land. Land? We're so close. Liliana. Well, play Liliana. Take it down. Get rid of the Arcanist. We don't want to... We might still somehow win this, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Vindicate does seem like a good option. Lightning Bolt kills the Liliana. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, the bolt wasn't really going to do much for him. It would have been nice if we got the Dreadbore, but... Alright, Arcanus returns. Land. Not tapped. Ooh, alright. Well, if we draw a Priest, we could path it to get the land. So, the weirdest game! This is the weirdest match. About it. Both the Liliana. Anguish of Making, yeah, I guess there's plenty of options in Orzhov. Vindicate seems like a really good card to me. We haven't played a Vindicate deck yet, but I feel like Vindicate could be pretty good in Modern. Land? Alright, let's do some deck thinning. Get rid of... Unburial Rights. Oh yeah, it's been ridiculously hot and humid the last few days. Do you think that Amulet Titan is going to shift its focus to Urza Saga? I played against it for the first time today, and it was absolutely busted. Yes. I think they will. It is... Urza Saga is way better. I was very hyped about it. When they spoiled it, I was super high on it in the spoiler video. It was in my top 10 list. Like, I was really high on it. It is way better than I thought. It is even better than I expected it to be. Ugh. Now we might have to damn. Well, we'll see. We untap. We draw. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, the tap land. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the second month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I might actually just change my prediction as far as... Oh, I don't like having to do this, but... I think we don't have a choice. You know what, actually... You know what, it's fine. It's fine. We're not that dead. Pass the turn. We'll probably just path one and then Archon one. And hold on to the dam for if they get to make tokens. Well, we got 2 ley lines, so they can't actually target us. No. We're protected by our ley lines. Opponents. Dam is just so good at answering Witch or Young Pyromancer that I feel like we got to try to hold on to it if we can. Down to 2. Well, that means no white mana for the rest of the game. Sure. Oh, sure. Well, we're not casting that. Thankfully, we can still Archon. Get rid of the Arcanist. Is it even possible we can still win? Land, go. Like, I'm not sure if it's possible anymore. Like, we have, what, 2 Archons left? We can't cast Sarah's Emissary. All of our white cards are shut off. I'm not sure there's a way out of this. Opponent tapping a lot of mana. Bloodchief's Thirst. Sure. And... passes. Well, they're still coming. Alright, no, we're drawing all the lands now. We can stop drawing lands now. Archon number 2. Triggers. You discard. Last game was turn 18. This has been just ridiculous. Oh my god, it's another priest that we can't cast because our opponent has Blood Moon still for some reason. Please don't have an answer. We need this Archon to live. It's the last threat we have. Opponent. Young Pyromancer. Well, that doesn't... Oh, and then a removal spell? Wait, do they have 2 bolts in hand? No. No, no, no. Village Rights. Draws cards. Pyromancer. Inquisitions themselves. Oh my god! Oh my god, it might be happening. Arcanist to the graveyard. They're gonna have one turn to top deck. Assuming we don't just draw another Archon, which would be sweet. What a weird game. What a weird game. Land again off the top. Well, go to combat. Hit you. For 9. Draw. Oh! Archon! Yes! The Magic Gods allow us to win the most convoluted match that I have played in a really long time. Okay, I guess we got a backup plan. Apparently, and that's Xaxes. Whoa! Last game was turn 18. This was turn 21. That was... that was two decks doing... They talk about Modern being 2 ships passing in the night. This was 2 ships that I don't even know were like... just smashing into each other and doing nothing. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, that was just the weirdest game. It was just everyone locked out or doing everything. Our graveyard shut down. Our opponent's graveyard shut down. Our white mana shut down. Our opponent's discard shut down. So we just do nothing for like 20 turns, but we got there. We got there. And we're 2-1. Very slowly, we're working towards a winning record. That was the Suez Canal of modern matchups. All right, 2 bumper cars passing in the night. I don't know. Have y'all been playing Standard? I'm curious. I haven't played much Standard recently. How is Standard? I would be... Hey, what's up, Guchedu? How are you? I would be more upset about it if I wasn't so hyped about Modern. Like, if Standard was a format I was actually interested in playing right now, then I would probably be complaining about where Standard was at. But since we got Modern Horizons, and we got Legacy, and Historic, I guess, to a lesser extent, and Pauper and Pioneer, like... I'm just in the probably not playing much Standard for a while mode. Yeah, Cube is awesome. Cube is super fun. Modern Horizons draft is super fun. So there's so much other stuff going on. Yeah, we're technically 2-1 with Reanimator at the moment. Ooh. Huh. Well, we don't have a way to get something in the graveyard. We're going to keep this. I think we keep this. We're missing the way to get the thing in the graveyard. But we have Liliana's, we got Collective Brutalities, we got the removal, Bone Shards thing. We got a lot of ways to do it. Yeah, if it was Thoughtseize, we'd have turn 2 Archon. Unfortunately, it's Inquisition, which, I don't know if... I feel like Inquisition might be better as Grief. Turn 1, discard to hand size. Well, we're on the play, though. So we'd have to wait 2 turns, and that's... I think that's just too slow. If we were on the draw, then I would probably go with that plan. Well, Inquisition you. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully we do our good thing quickly, because that's a Teferi and a Cryptic command. Opponent, Polluted Delta, passes... Okay, more Archons. Marsh Flats. Go. About it. Sunder. That sounds brutal. The green epic spell's interesting. So trying to bounce everyone's lands and then Make a ton of snakes. That's a cool idea. I mean, it probably depends on how your playgroup is with mass land destruction type stuff. Is Sunder, where does Sunder fit? Do you consider Sunder to be on the same level as various MLD stuff? I assume Control is probably a pretty bad matchup for our deck. Isn't it discard to hand size? I mean, we'd have to wait multiple turns. We got 6 cards in hand. So we'd have to not make a land drop this turn. We'd have to not make a land drop next turn. Then the following turn, we'd be able to reanimate, but then our opponent's going to Cryptic Command and then also to Fairy. So I don't actually think that discarding the hand size is going to be fast enough to do anything. Boy, if these Inquisitions were Thoughtseize, yeah. Well, now I think this is just probably over. So slow that our opponent's going to be able to leave out their Cryptics and play their Teferis. Well, at least they won't know what our deck's doing. They might not bring in their Graveyard Hate. About it. Really tempted to just scoop. We know Liliana's going to get countered. And there's a Teferi. Well. Yeah, it's not going to... Yeah, I mean, Liliana would be good if there was a chance. Yeah, 2 Cryptics and a Teferi. Liliana would be good if there was a chance it would resolve, but it's not. You know what? We're gonna go to the next game. Not going to bother to let our opponent know that we're Reanimator. I feel like the upside of our opponent not knowing we're Reanimator is worth way more than whatever very small chance there was of winning that game, which was very, very, very small. I mean, with 2 Cryptics and Teferi, we're not going to do anything for a long time. And this is a deck where you really want to win game 1. Because once your opponent brings in Graveyard Hate, it gets way, way harder. Like, it is so much harder. So you really want to win game 1. But all that to say, there is a lot of value with your opponent not knowing that you're a Reanimator deck. Because life, we saw it in the last game, where with our turn 20 win, life gets a lot trickier once the opponent has Graveyard Hate in. Well, we'll bring in Pack Rat, probably. Well, actually, do we even bring in Pack Rat? What does our opponent think we're playing? Some sort of... I bet our opponent thinks we're some sort of, like, Grief Blink deck, and just had a clunky draw. That would be my guess. Sarah Emissary doesn't seem good. Inkwell Leviathan's fine. Dam seems bad. Yeah, run like that. Let's try it. Let's try to reanimate. Not sure if you noticed, but since your stream last night, Asmore spiked from €2 to €13 on European markets. Well done. Oh, well, it is a really busted card. I don't know if I get all the blame or credit for that one, because other people have been playing the deck and performing well with Asmore decks, but Asmore is insane. That deck went so well yesterday. I mean, Bone Shard does kill Teferi, which is nice. Oh, 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 it needs a land. It needs a land. We're going to keep. All we need, if we get the land, we can Trastodon away 3 lands, which is pretty insane. We just need a land. That's it. Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Godless Shrine untapped. Inquisition you. Snapcaster. Veto. Oh my. Oh, they knew. They knew. Oh, how did they know we were Reanimator? How did they know? And now our opponent has... Oh, geez. Well, take the Graveyard Hate. Oh. Maybe they figured it out somehow. That's crazy. All I saw was 2 Inquisitions. Oh, we drew the land. Unfortunately, we will 2-mode. Duran you dress you, discard Terastodon. Unfortunately, our opponent has a ridiculous number of counter spells. We will take Dovin's Veto. I don't know if it's going to be enough. We got a new donation from Ermet, $3 donation. During the last podcast, you guys said that Universes Beyond will be pay to win, but aren't there formats where it will be? But aren't the formats where it'll be legal already? Pay to win. Or to really be fair, probably most formats in various series have that problem. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. But I think I mostly agree with that. Well, we're going to try to reanimate Terastodon, get it counterspelled. The next turn, we're going to pray really, really hard that our opponent did not draw another counterspell. And try it one more time. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Opponent passes. Well, one more shot. Ooh, Ashen Rider. Well, okay. Persist, Terastodon. Jeez. Oh, thank you for the donation, Ermet. Well, we did all that we could. We thought seized. We had a plan to beat the things that we knew were in our opponent's hand, and they drew more. Well, that's depressing. Bonnet, Cryptic. Hey, what's up, Dravin? How are you? Good to see ya. Why take Veto over the counterspell? Seems like a punt. I mean, they're the same card. Bonnet Cryptics, counters. They're the same card, so I don't think it actually makes it different. I mean, but that counterspell's not any different than a mana leak. Like, it could have been mana leak, and the results would have been the same. It was mostly the top decking of the third one that was a bit obnoxious. Opponent tapping mana during their main phase. What are you doing, opponent? We draw an Archon, pass the turn. Yeah, the deck is exclamation point deck. We'll get you to the deck list. Opponent. Wow, that was also not okay. Well, I don't know how our opponent. I don't know how our opponent knew to bring in all that graveyard hate. That is interesting. But the good news is we are onto our last round, where if we win this, we still have a winning record. And the deck is really soft to graveyard hate. I mean, I wouldn't accuse our opponent of stream sniping, just because maybe it's a lucky guess. I mean, it is possible that, I don't know. What would I think that deck was? If I saw white-black mana and 2 Inquisitions and nothing else, my assumption would be some sort of Grief Stoneblade, like Dead Guy Ale Shell. But, like Orzhov Stoneblade, basically. But maybe our opponent had just played against a Reanimator deck and, like, had it on the mind or something, so. Why not play Snap counter to clock instead of Command? Oh, apparently the opponent likes drawing cards. Maybe Nile Spellbomb was main deck? I mean, I don't know. I guess it could be possible. I don't know. Can Esper play Urza's Saga? It seems much harder. I think, like, 2-color control can play it. I don't know if Esper can actually play it. I guess also, I think the more disappointing fact was that our opponent just top decked the 2 right cards in a row. You lose a land, that's a problem. Yeah, I don't know. Control has started to play it. I think that Urza Saga is going to be something. I think that Urza Saga has, and that's a 1,000,000% is not me calling for a ban or anything even slightly kind of like that. That's not what I'm saying at all, so don't hear it that way. But I would say that Urza Saga has jumped over Grief on my list of the cards most likely to be broken in Modern. I think it is has jumped over Grief. Whether or not, I'm hoping nothing from this set needs to be banned, but I think that Urza Saga, after seeing it in action and seeing how many different decks can play it, I feel like that card is going to be way better than anyone thought. It's absolutely, I didn't even think it through that. Hey, what's up, Agori? Good to have you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the kind words. And good to have you at the stream. I didn't even think through that. Because Sagas trigger on your upkeep, you actually get to use mana from it on the 3rd lore counter as well. Yeah, I mean, this is the Modern version of, like... Whoa. Whoa. Apparently we're in Hogak meta. Edge Champion. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's game 1. They definitely aren't sniping because it's game 1. There's no sniping available. This isn't game 2 or anything. I mean, so it might be that it's not time to play Reanimator because apparently it must be the Asmore style decks. Apparently are making people very over prepared. Either that, or if we are going to play Reanimator, we are going to need to overload on. Wow, this isn't even a black deck? No way. Whoa. If this is a blue-green deck, what do they do? That's a Omniscience. Wow. We would have had this win so easily. Opponent, Shardless Agent. Cascades into Glimpse of Tomorrow. Alright. Wow! Well, I mean, 50% of the time it works every time. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, well, it was cool to see our exclusive preview card go off. Oh. I mean, that, I think, by definition, our opponent got lucky there because there's no way to control hitting that Emrakul. They only got 4 shots at it, right? They got top 4 cards of their deck, and it was 3 lands into Emrakul. And they had main deck Leyline of the Void, just randomly, which apparently is to up their permanent count for Glimpse. It's apparently to up their permanent count for Glimpse. Yeah, I mean, 1 land no keep. Alright. I mean, I'm sure this will not work for some reason or another. Opponent mulligans to 5. So this must be like a new, like, Neo-Brand style deck where you just... Sure. Sure. Wow. Yeah, so this is just like a full-on... This is just like a full-on meme deck. Maybe we'll try to build it. But it's just full-on... It's full-on memes. I don't think it can work very consistently, but it's probably hilarious when it does work. There's a version of this that uses a red Chancellor to hit you with an aggressive amount of hasty 1/1s. Doesn't the red Chancellor only make a 1/1? Well, I mean, Liliana's not the worst. Get a... I mean, if we're dead, we're super dead, so... Get a land, play a Liliana. Tick it up. Discard a Thoughtseize that we can't cast because our opponent randomly have ley lines. This deck definitely needs a better sideboard plan. Like, 1,000,000% it needs a better sideboard plan. I don't know why it's not playing Answers to Graveyard Hate. It's like all in on reanimating big things, but it's also not playing Graveyard Hate, or not playing ways to answer Graveyard Hate, at least effective ways, which is very, very strange to me. I assume our opponent has the win if they draw land. Or at least is going to spin and hopefully try to hit the win. Discards an Iona. Well, Pack Rat. Discard a Priest. Go to combat, attack you. Yeah, opponents just... I assume they have the Cascade if they hit the land. I think it's just a meme deck. Like, I think when it works, it's hilarious. But the odds of it working may not be very high. Opponent. Well, here they go. They get what? 5 looks at it. Let's see if they manage to spin into some goodies. Violent Outburst. 5 spins. What do they hit? All right. Well, 50% of the opponent spun back into essentially the same hand. This might be the greatest thing I've ever seen. I kind of want to play this deck now, not because it's good, but because it's hilarious. Somehow our opponent... Last time they got a free Emrakul. This time they spun into two ley lines, the same 2 that they already had. We have a new donation from... See if I get the opponent's list, because it would be funny to try this deck just for the memes. We have a new donation from Das Machen. $5 donation. What a league. Have you seen the blue-black rogue decks from the challenge? Could that be something you play in the future? Well, thank you for the donation. Yeah, so rogues, that's such a tough one. On one hand, I really like Doothy Voidwalker. I think it's a really sweet, interesting card. On the other hand, I don't know. You let me know. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Cascading into Rhinos is better. Yeah, but it's not as sweet. Sure, Cascading into Rhinos is probably better, but flipping into an Evercall is spectacular. So okay, here's the issue with rogues. So here's the issue with rogues. The issue with rogues is, even though I think it'd be sweet in modern, this shares a lot of similarities. Thieves Guild, sorry, Thought Thief, Cling to Dust, Discard, Drown in the Lock, with a deck that people really hate in Standard. Is that something you want to see? I guess is the question. Like, is that something that you actually want to see? Yes or no? Bone Shards probably doesn't actually do that much in this matchup. None of our stuff really does that much. You know, let's bring in the fatties. Well, Bone Shards, discard. We're not even gonna have anything to target, really. All right, let's bring in Inky. Inkwell hasn't got a chance to shine. Do you want to see rogues in modern? So that's the issue. That's the same issue that comes up. Yeah, that would be my initial reaction. Is even though Voidwalker is sweet, and I definitely appreciate the donation, maybe we play a non-rogues Voidwalker deck at this point. That's one thing that's really, really ooh. Well, I mean, we're probably gonna get Leyline into Oblivion, but if we don't, boom, boom, boom. This is the kind of hand we want. We're gonna keep it. That's one of the weird things about Standard is sometimes it ruins decks in other formats, I've noticed. Like extra turn decks is another one. I used to really like extra turn decks when they were a little bit challenging, but then Nexus came along, and I don't think we've really played a turns deck since, because it just kind of like turned a lot of people off to the archetype. Rogues is a deck that I used to really like. We played Rogues on Budget Magic. It's a really cool tribe. But then it ended up being this really miserable Standard deck that a lot of people dislike. So it might be that Rogues is just like off the table at this point because of the Standard version of the deck. Do you think that a food deck is viable with Asmore and Cookbook for modern, maybe using Troll King or Time Sieve? So I guess it depends on food deck. Like, I think Asmore is great, and we 5-0'd with Asmore yesterday. So I think a deck involving food, for sure, I think is viable. Troll King, yes, I think that's viable. Whether or not that counts as a food deck, I'm not 100% sure. Like, it wouldn't be what I would think of Standard food, where you have like a million food on the battlefield, but more like make a bit of food with your cookbook to get back your Troll King for some reason. But yeah, so I think it depends on your expectations, but yes, I do think that Troll King and Asmore are very viable. I think it's actually a really strong deck. If you play Rogues in Modern, I'm never going to give you Twitch Prime again. All right, Kellen. All right. We'll try to avoid the Rogues. Oh, let me see you thinking. Our opponent said they were typing up their deck list, so that's why it's taking a minute. Imperial Kiki combo. Ooh. So, got the Walls, Eternal Witness, Imperial Recruiter. One thing I strongly dislike is that Recruiter can't get both pieces of the combo. I don't know if you could make it work under the budget or whatever, but I would consider adding Deceiver Exarch, at least one copy, because I think the power of Imperial Recruiter is its ability to get both halves of the combo. And if you're just going Kiki Jiki Resto, you can get the Kiki, but you can't get the Resto. We've seen some hands with our Reanimation deck where we just we have one piece but not the other piece. So I think you got to embrace or Felidar, whatever, like some tutorable combo piece. Felidar Guardian over Resto, I guess would let you stay in the same colors. But I think that would be my main advice. Try to have it so both halves of the combo can be recruited. But the list looks sweet. We gotta play. You want? We gotta play. We gotta play the Ephemerate Greed deck, Grief deck. We gotta try that. Some version of that synergy. That's a synergy I've been excited about for a while, and finally the card loan programs are running now, so we can get all those crazy expensive cards without buying them. Oh, Domain is at the top of my list too. What do you want to see next? So far, here's what we've seen from Modern Horizons, because expect a lot of Modern over the next couple weeks. So far, I opened a Doothy Void guy in draft, plan on trading it. Do you want it to Bluepin? I appreciate the offer. I would just go ahead and sell it since the loan programs are on now. I don't think I actually want to buy a copy. Usually at this point, if I'm actually buying cards for my collection, I'm buying like the old border cards or promos, and then I just try to the stuff that I don't care about what version I play. Then I just borrow the rest. But I definitely appreciate the offer. So we've done Squirrel Twin. We've done some reanimating. We did some as more Cowvine shenanigans. We have some, oh wait, how do I copy this? Is this working? Maybe. Alright, we might have a deck list. And we might be trying this deck list. Alright, so opponent, again, has multiple ley lines, so our hand does nothing. Hooray. These 2 ley lines actually seem really good in Modern. I wonder what percentage of this deck's wins come from just having a main deck ley lines by surprise, for no obvious reason. we might have to try this ridiculous deck. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Vote. Oh, I actually have Enchantress built. Enchantress is on my list. Elves with, there's so many. Oh, Lana's for Commander Clash. Unfortunately, Tomer snapped up Lana's immediately. It's like, alright, Potent. So their deck is more than just ley lines, which I wasn't trying to suggest the deck was bad or anything. But I do think the ley lines are really good right now. Yeah, Tomer snapped off. Tomer snapped off Lannis right away because it's like his favorite commander from the set. Yeah, let's finish this match real quick, and then we'll talk about the deck. We actually might just try to play it real quick. Misty Rainforest. We have a new donation from Des Inc. Whoa! What is going on? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I mean, we're probably getting wrecked anyway, but why are we... Huh. Somehow, doing too much at once, we skipped our turn there. We have a new donation from Desic, $5 donation. When someone subscribes, what do you actually say? Thanks so much for subscribing. Big skloogs to you. Oh, I need to update, I think here it comes. Oh! Well, I guess it didn't matter that we didn't play a pack rat. Spin it to win it, and our opponent spun it and won it, and wow. So what I say, this is a relic to the earliest. We finished with a 2-3, which we'll talk about the deck in a second. What I say is, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops cheer for our new subscriber, which is, it's the Scoops cheer emote. When we started doing it, the idea was someone would sub, and this was back when we had way fewer viewers than we did now. But the idea was someone would sub, everyone would get excited, give them the Scoops cheer emote, and it's just kind of stuck, even though that doesn't normally happen, and we are much bigger now than we were then, so it probably wouldn't be practical for everyone to do that every sub. But yeah, that is what it is, and it's just, and no one knows what I'm saying. I've gotten that question from many people. So what? All right, let's talk about Reanimator. Then we're probably gonna have to try this ridiculous Warp World deck real quick. We got a little bit of time. We might as well give it a shot. I'm gonna get the cards ordered. I think our opponent forgot 2 main deck cards, which I assume are probably lands of some kind. All right, hang on. All right, let's look. Okay, let's look at this list real quick just to figure out what these cards are, and then I'll order the cards, and then we'll talk about Reanimator. Then we'll get the cards, and then we're gonna try to spin it to win it and see what happens. We have gift subs: Oracalypse, to Sebin, Nate Fennelly, a Sea Hunt, Misspelled Nan, and Shroom Volcano. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. We're missing, it's got to be 2 lands. It's just got to be 2 Misty Wooded Foothills, Green Black, Gemstone Cavern. We're missing, it's got to be two lands of some kind. Maybe more Gemstone Caverns? Actually, Gemstone Caverns doesn't even seem that good in this deck because we need a critical mass of permanence, so it's not like we can win on turn 1 anyway. What lands would you suggest? It's got to be 2 lands here. And thank you for sharing the list. Forest Island, Steam Vent Stomping Ground. Yeah, we can just throw in a couple. Whatever. Throw in a couple random shocks. That'll be good enough. All right, so I'm gonna order the cards for this deck, and we'll give it a spin. We'll give it a spin, and as we're waiting for the cards, we'll talk about our Reanimator list. So hang on. Buy from Card Hoarder. Add to cart. This deck just looks hilarious. It looks hilarious. And it's got the ley lines, which are really good right now, so we'll see. We'll see. I just want to spin it to win it. It does remind me of, like, Unexpected Results or something. Oh, Islets. Ugh. Yeah, hang on. I should try to get those. All right, so as far as Reanimator, what do we learn about Reanimator as we're waiting for deck 2 to come along? All right, hang on. I gotta add the Islets. If you're interested in playing Magic online and you do not use the loan program, you should really check it out. It is amazing how convenient a loan program is. I think like Card Hoarder, they're connected to Card Conduit and kind of sponsor some stuff. So, but that's not like a sponsor shout out. It's loan programs are so amazing for Magic Online. But we should actually do a quick reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some Magic cards, you can go to cardkingdom.com. All right, so cards momentarily will be ordered for the jank, for the Warp World. So what did we learn about Reanimator? We learned all right, cards are officially ordered, I think. All right, sorry about that. All right, we're good. So what we learned about Reanimator, we went 2 and 3 with the deck, which it's not great. I would say we did get to see the power of the deck, and the deck can do some really powerful things. On the other hand, we also saw that the modern format is ridiculously prepared for graveyards. Everyone's got graveyard hate. We even saw the main deck graveyard hate. And this build in specific, we did win that one ridiculous match against Dreadhorde Arcanist where we are hard casting our Archons. But in reality, if graveyard hate comes down, so much of our deck is shut off. Like all of our reanimation, look at the number of dead cards we have. Like we were casting Unmarked Graves just to thin our deck in a lot of matchups. Like the number of cards that are literally dead is pretty high, and then we also have all of our big stuff that we really can't cast very often. So I think the next time I try Reanimator, I think I want to try a smaller build. Maybe we still have an Archon in there, but get rid of, like, we never reanimated Trastodon. I think maybe we reanimated one Ashen Rider. Maybe we didn't even reanimate an Ashen Rider. But I'm actually pretty curious to see what would happen if we were kind of like a mid-rangey version of the deck. I also think Grief could be insane. I think you could go Grief and what is White Grief called? Solitude? You could go like Grief and Solitude and kind of add Reanimation into like the Ephemerate Blink plan. And Grief, the Evoke, like it's not as exciting as Ephemerate, but you can still evoke it and then Unmarked Grave it, or persist it back into play on turn 2, which is still pretty good. So I think the potential is there. The potential's there for this deck to be really good. We need some tuning. And I do think that going all in on the big stuff is probably not the best way to build the archetype. We're not playing Legacy. We don't have the free counter spells to defend our combo. We don't have Lotus Petal in the fast mana to have our combo work on turn 1. So I think in Modern, and also like our Entomb is a turn slower. It's 2 mana and it's sorcery speed. So I feel like in Modern, the all-in reanimation plan might not be good enough. If you do want to just straight up play this build, no changes, I would say the easiest thing to do, if you're not going to rebuild the deck and like start from scratch, at least add like a bunch of Vindicates or Vanishing Verses or something to the sideboard. Like, I would much rather not play Fragmentase, not play Path, and play 4 Vindicates that can get Graveyard Hate and get rid of non-Graveyard Hate. So at a minimum do that. But we're on to the next thing. Thanks to our last round opponent, we're going to do something absolutely... I guess it's just Archon Day. It's Archon of Cruelty Day here on the stream. So thanks to last round's opponent, Neotoy, we're going to try this crazy, somewhat meme-ish, but just really fun-looking deck. That is Glimpse of Tomorrow. We just saw it in action, so I'm not gonna break it down too long, but what is this deck trying to do? It is very memey. The idea is, we will mulligan aggressively. We would like to have some leylines on the battlefield, because what we're trying to do is resolve a Glimpse of Tomorrow, either with Shardless Agent, or with Violent Outburst, or with As Foretold. When we do that, we get to Warp World. We shuffle all of our permanents into our deck, reveal that many permanents. Hopefully, those permanents will include an Emrakul, maybe an Omniscience, maybe a Void Winnower, maybe an Archon of Cruelty, maybe all of them. We also have a bunch more in the sideboard. What are we missing? I feel like we're missing something from the sideboard. Oh, we need more Ionas. There should be more Ionas, I think. Should be 4 Ionas. We also got more big things in the sideboard that we can... Ooh, we could play... Let's play a Sarah Emissary. That seems fine. A Sarah Emissary. Apparently we have infinite Ionas. And that's it. That's all the deck's doing. That's the plan. That is all that there is. So, spin it to win it. Spin it to win it. Unexpected results time. Hey, what's up, Monin? You missed some reanimation, but you made it just in time for something that might even be wackier and wilder. How much will we win? I don't know. We did lose with reanimation in the last round, so I will update the deck command. Is there anything else we want to add to the deck? Ulamog would be hilarious. The only thing is, unless we have Omniscience, remember, we're not getting ETB triggers. Well, we're getting ETB triggers. We're not getting cast triggers for our stuff. Colony Garden is good in decks like this. Can we make the mana work? You should cut down to 18 lands. Oh, You think too many lands currently? I guess these should be islets either way. Cut down to 18 lands. All right, if we cut down to 18 lands, that means we get to add 2 more fun things, and then we're gonna spin it to win it. All right, sort by. We're gonna do it this way. Sort by mana value. Versions, do not show them separately, and we're gonna scroll way down to the bottom. We could add more ley lines, I guess. More things that come into play for free. What are the most ridiculously expensive explosive things that we could put into play? Expels don't count. All right, we got Emrakul. Grizzlebrand could be fine. It is good. Jin's kind of funny. Actually, what about the discard your hand thing? That actually might be really good. Because if you got what is the one that makes you discard your hand? Not Rurik Thar. But if you reanimate that, then your opponent has to discard their hand. No, the creature. The 6-drop, whose name I cannot think of at the moment. No, we're not. Sire of Insanity, yes. I was thinking Rurik Thar. Sire of Insanity could be good. Because it triggers each end step, right? Sire of Insanity. I think it triggers each end step. At the beginning of each end step, each player discards their hand. So we pull this off, even if our opponent has a Wrath or something, it's still out of there. Shriekball and Muldrifter are in the format. I also think, what is the new version of this from Modern Horizons? I think that's probably an upgrade since it hits enchantments too. It is 1 more mana, but I think that's probably still worth it. And then we're just gonna try it. Foundation Breaker. You know what? Let's spin it to win it. Let's spin it to win it and just see what happens. So 2 Foundation Breakers, go down 2 Ingot Chewers. All right, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun and just see what ridiculous things might come from this. We'll go down a forest. All right, here we go. Gonna try to warp some worlds. So we already reanimated. Let's spin it to win it. I'm actually really excited for this. Why not Velomachus for that sweet double glimpse value? Ooh. Wait. that sounds risky. Who is Y Principal? That is a ridiculous amount of undefeated leagues. 56. I'm familiar with Giovanni. Like, that's a name that I've seen around Moto a long time. I don't know who Y Principal is, and I don't know, they have almost twice as many trophies as the next person. Bane of Progress rather than Foundation Breaker. Bane is not in Modern at the moment. Are there good MDFCs for this strategy? So we have to not play anything CMC 0, 1, or 2 outside of Glimpse. So probably something that we could consider is the thing we saw in our first matchup with Reanimator, kind of the Teamer Cascade deck, where it's a Brazilian grinder. I don't know if I know them. That is an impressive amount of trophies. So we could add in Bone Crusher Giants, basically any adventure cards, and get the split card adventure card thing. Fire and Ice is another card that comes up. Brazen Borrower. Those are cards that work with the Cascade plan because they're too expensive, but we can cast them on the cheap. So that would be a possibility. Blue Mythic MDFC does seem. Well, no. The other thing is, So our warp world, we didn't actually talk about this. Our warp world cares specifically about permanence. So you want your entire deck to be permanence, because when you glimpse it tomorrow, any non-permanents that you hit are going to be a whiff. So outside of Glimpse of Tomorrow itself, we pretty much man, these queues are still taking a while sometimes. We pretty much need everything else to be a permanent. So what this deck wants to do, we didn't actually talk about it. Start with permanence. We have 12 ways to cast Glimpse for free. As for told from our hand, the other 2 cascade into it. Spin into big things. I think match 1 is here. All right, let's see if it works. Let's spin it to win it. Oh, we get to play first? Yes, we will play first. All right, show us those late lines. So how Cascade works or something was changed, can anyone explain what's different? Ooh. Alright. I mean, we got no ley lines, but we do have As Foretold Glimpse. Unfortunately, we're up against a deck that could have Thoughtseize, which is scary. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if we should keep this or not, but we're going to find out. So Cascade, you cast a spell, you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you hit a card with lesser converted mana cost, and then you get to cast that card for free. So that's what Cascade does. The rules change to Cascade is like... Oh, they do have discard. Boo. The rules change to Cascade is like a little tiny thing that really only impacts MDFCs in specific, which is with MDFCs, now when you Cascade, it checks the front and the back side of the MDFC. So you cannot Cascade into Valky and cast a Tybalt side. You would have to cast a side of the MDFC that also has a lesser mana value than the Cascade spell. It only very narrowly impacts MDFCs though. It doesn't do anything to our deck or Living End or any other Cascade decks. All right, opponent is playing a Death Shadow already. Well, maybe we should have... Well, we know what our opponent's doing now. We know that protection from discard seems good. Maybe we should have just mulliganed. I don't know. We have As Foretold Glimpse. I feel like that's a keepable hand. I don't know. No, yeah, I guess we... Well, yeah, I guess we should have just suspended it. I guess we only have 2 more As Foretold to draw into at this point. Hackmage! I don't think we live long enough for it to matter, but... Hackmage, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your... Oh, we definitely do. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, in general, I don't think I've ever... Well, I'm sure I have at one point or another, but almost never suspend these cards, because they're just too slow, but I don't know, maybe... I guess the odds of us drawing another As Foretold are pretty low. More Death Shadows. Well, we will we'll suspend. There's no way we're going to live until it comes off suspend, but... Opponent. Mishra's Bauble. Like, as soon as our opponent draws anything, we die. The only thing keeping us in this game is our opponent has not hit a fetch land or anything. Like, their Death Shadows are 1/1s. Unfortunately, since we only have 2 mana, we can't even cast a Cascade spell to get out of this. We're just kind of locked. Do the Voidwalker. Opponent goes attacking. Well, draws a card. And the other thing is, with only having 2 permanents, even if we do resolve Glimpse, it's not very good. Like, I guess spinning the top 2 is better than nothing. Maybe we just spin into something amazing. Ragavan. Opponent. I mean, I guess it would have came off suspend. Hits us. Voidwalker's very strong. Steals a Archon of Cruelty. Well, you're probably not casting that this turn. Opponent. Legend rules Ragavan. Well, come on, Cascade Spell. Leyline. I mean, I guess technically we're not dead on board. We're dead to literally anything, especially a fetch land. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, casting Omniscience for free would be sweet. Suspend the second. I mean, the second one, if the first one actually hits, would shuffle in all of our first stuff, which seems less than good. All right, so we'll bring in Iona. So White Leyline seems really good. White Leyline seems like one of our best cards. Evens. Oh. Void Winnower does not seem good. Bring in Sarah Emissary. Bring in Iona. I guess we keep one. And, alright. Suspend you have to cast. There is not an option to not cast your Suspend card. Alright, we get to play first. I mean, we got the Glimpse, we got the As Foretold, but as we saw last game, this is a hand that in many matchups would be fine, but I don't think it's good enough against our opponent's deck. I mean, I don't think we can just mulligan to Oblivion for White Leyline either. Like, 3 cards with a Leyline, we just lose to Death Shadow anyway. Alright. I mean, I guess this is fine. We will put 2 big things to the bottom. You and you. We'll start with a Leyline. Well, we need a land. If we find a land, we get to Shardless Agent. Shardless Agent hits our Cascade Spell. Anything could happen. That's about as good as we can hope for with 5 cards. Opponent. What do you got? I do like this game is either going to win or lose in like 3 turns. It's something's going to happen, and it's going to happen quick. Well, Leyline protects from Thoughtseize, thankfully. That is a big reason that we were aggressively mulliganing for it. So since we have Hexproof, they can't Thoughtseize us. Well, that is a land. Fire Islet, go. We have a new donation. Well, we'll see how long we can wait. A Yoshi Hunt, $2 donation. During MHG draft, my opponent evoked a Bone Shredder, while all my creatures were artifacts, had to target their own area Amoeba and Shape Scooped. Oh, that's great. That's like having to kill your own Flame Tongue Kavu. Oh, they're Jund. All right, opponent passes. Well, here we go. Land. Crack it. Thank you for the donation, Yoshi Hunt. That is hilarious. We will grab a mountain. So we get 4 shots. I don't know what the math is. I haven't looked. Forest. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, be good. Oh, be good, Magic Gods. Shardless Agent. Spin. Into Glimpse of Tomorrow. Seems fine. I think we named Black. And we got our Leyline back, too. Oh, upgrade. That's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. Aquas, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Oh. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. We got no lands, but I think it's worth it. I think Emrakul is better than having lands, probably. Oh, it's hilarious when it works. Opponent. No, it's a black card. Can't guess black card. No, no, no. Would you like to Liliana us? Nope, that's black mana. You can't assassin it. Black. Opponent, read Iona. Opponents learning about Iona's Shield of Emeria. And scooping up to Iona's Shield of Emeria. Okay. That went well. Well, now that we see that our opponent's Jund, let's go. Well, Void Winter, I guess, is okay. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do, hopefully every time. Let's go Sire. No, actually, Sire might not be big enough to get through a Goyf. Alright, run it like that. Run it like that. I mean, traditionally, Jund gets janked out. Ooh, well, this we can't keep. Oh, I think we gotta keep this. I mean, we have double Cascade. Yeah, I mean, this we're keeping. No Leyline this time, but, I mean, we have 2 Cascade spells and As Foretold Glimpse. Ophidian! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Opponent's going to need a lot of Thought Seizes to stop our plan. Ophidian! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, opponent. Let's see. I mean, resilient to Thought Seize, but who knows when we just lose to ourselves. That is always a risk. We did see it happen once. When we were playing against it, about it, Bloodstained Empire cracks it. Overgo Doom. We do need a land. And Thoughtseize. Inquisition. Oh. Alright, that's fine. Takes the Glimpse. I mean, they need 3 Thought Seizes. That's a lot. Or a Surgical Extraction, then we cry and scoop. Opponent said, LOL, what misclick? Huh. Okay. Oh, yeah, one things will happen. Opponent measures bobble. We draw the Glimpse anyway. Well, Wooded Foothills. Go. We need a land. We need a land. We will take any land. Please. Please. Cry and Scoop would be a good MTG podcast name. Opponent. Show us that Tarmogoyf. Voidwalker. Please don't draw an Emrakul. Voidwalker does scare me. Oh, alright. Oh, pass the turn. Land. Land. We need a land. If they Thought Seize and get to play our Archon for free, how bad is that? I mean, it's bad, but opponent hits us. Down to 17. Land? Oh! Alright, pass the turn. Hey, what's up, Boxrella? How are you? Yeah, at least we didn't draw the Emrakul. Opponent cracks the land, trying to steal our big stuff. Archon is pretty insane if they steal it, because that does get through Emrakul. Opponent plays a land. Gets a look. Come on, deck. Land. All we need is a land. It's so easy. Oh my god, we keep drawing glimpses. No, I don't think you want to suspend it. The problem with suspending it is then... So here's the issue with suspending it, is we can't not cast it. So we suspend it, and then we draw land, and we actually hit stuff we want, and then Glimpse is going to potentially shuffle all that stuff in. Yeah, maybe the idea of cutting lands was actually not worth it. It seems like, yeah, I don't think we want to suspend it. Wow. This hand is so set up to do things if we could draw a single land. Opponent. Gonna start Lures Bobbling. Alright. Can we draw a land? Well, suspending Glimpse, I don't know if that counts as doing something, really. Oh no, Catacombs. Blood Crypt, untapped. Cracks a Bobble. Wow, what a depressing way to lose. Death Shadow. Attacks down to 11. We draw a Omniscience. Yeah, alright. Yeah, that does it. Well, we had a really good hand. We just did not find a third land. Oh. I mean, yeah, I think, well, I guess we make our opponent 100% show it, but Bobble. Opponent, just play your fetch land to kill us. Oh my god. Goes to combat. Attacks. Leaves back Luris. I have no idea what our opponent's doing. Okay. Well, maybe we get one more chance to draw land, because I guess our opponent just has no idea what our deck's doing. Even if we draw the land, though, I don't think it's not enough. Opponent, doing another Voidwalker. Passes. Draws a card. Well, if we get a land, we at least get to do something this game. Alright. Well, wasn't meant to be. Oh, I mean, it's a deck that either does spectacular things or flames out just as spectacularly. There's no middle ground. This deck isn't trying to play a game of Magic. It's trying to do one very narrow specific thing, and it either does it very awesomely or it does absolutely nothing. Abash. Well, we're not keeping this. This does not let us cast. I wonder if this deck just wants more lands. Like, this is a hand that I would kind of like to keep. Abash. You know what? We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it and hope we draw into lands. We have 2 lane lines, which is good. We'll put Archon to the bottom. Start with 2 lane lines. Well, alright. Misty Rainforest, go. There's 19 lands. But I sort of feel like after playing a couple games that it should maybe be higher. It seems like that's been our biggest issue so far, is just, especially since the deck has to mulligan so aggressively. Our biggest issue has just been being able to cast our stuff, period. Well, Megas of the Moon. I think that just beats us. Oh, alright, well. On to the next one. Boom, Crusher Giant. I don't think we're gonna restart the league. I don't think we might try the deck again in the future, but I think we'll probably just play this this version of the deck for the rest of the stream. Well, if we miraculously draw a basic, that'd be sweet. A Coom Warrior. Oh, a Coom Warrior is pretty bad. I don't think we want tap lands. I think tap lands would be equally frustrating. Hey, what's up, Layer Legend? Good to see ya. Luca. Emrakul. Sure. Not sure why Grief. Well, the synergy with Griffin. Yeah, I don't know about Void Winnower. I think Iona might just be better. I kind of feel like Iona's just better Void Winnower. Well, alright, change up the finishers, run it like that. But Floroheterin is actually a good creature. Like, a 2-mana Mana Dork is actually a good card. Okay. Gonna wait draw lands. Misty Raid Forest go. I do collect records a bit. Opponent. Well, if we go land this hand, sweet. Utopia Sprawl. And. Well, that's not a land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, I think, I mean, this is a deck that we... Alright, on to the next one. This is a deck that we played against, with our Reanimator deck. And the person we played against was nice enough to, send us over the list, but yeah, it might need some more lands. Or either lands or cantrips. I think either one. You see some of the As Foretold style decks? Jeez, we just had one-landers every single time? Like, no matter how little or how much we mulligan, it feels like it's always a one-lander. Alright, this is sort of functional. We will put Archon to the bottom. Well, we got 2 lands this time. But yeah, I mean, by far the biggest issue we've had is just not being able to cast stuff, period. Well, land go. This time we got 2 lands, which means we only need to draw 1. If you look at the kind of traditional As Foretold style decks, they typically are playing a ton of cantrips. Like, they probably are playing 18 lands. I wonder if we can find one. I think they are probably playing 18 lands. Like, Electrobalance. They're probably playing somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, like, Electrobalance is playing 18 lands. But, it's playing 4 Serum Visions, 3 Ops, 2 Remands, and Ancestral Vision. So, it's very deceptive. When you have... With a deck like Electrobalance, one-lander's probably fine because odds are you're going to have a cantrip to dig for your second land. So I feel like because we can't play the cantrips... Because we can't play the cantrips, we need to up our land count, most likely. Well, here we go. Something's going to happen. Actually, I guess we can do this at instant speed. Yeah, alright, pass the turn. Do it on our opponent's end step. Or maybe, yeah, probably on their end step. Or now. Do we do it now? I don't want to see a whiff. Hey, what's up, Ultraviolet? Violet, good to see you. Yeah, this is probably it. Well, spin it to win it. Glimpse of tomorrow. Come on. Be good. we're not going to get lightning bolted. Oh, but now we got to draw 3 lands to try it again. How in the world did we shuffle into 4 ley lines? Oh. Yeah, the graveyard is locked. Oh no. I think the other reason that maybe more lands would be helpful is at least, like, if we hit a land or two, at least we could maybe spin into spin again. But now, oh man, we can't even draw 1 land when we need it. I don't know how we draw 3. Well, at least that was a funny moment, I guess. Opponent said they feel with us, so we're even making our opponent feel bad for us. Oh, General Ferris. Someone's playing a General Ferris deck. Land? Well, that's 1. All right, 3 more. 3 more, and we can try again. This time with a bunch of ley lines. I still don't understand, like, we only have 8 ley lines in our deck. The odds that half of them were our top 4 cards after shuffling is so low. So low. Bloodbraid makes a yeah, boy. We're gonna have to play a General Ferris deck at some point. Like, Bloodbraid make a 4/4. If they cascade into a multicolor spell, no, they don't. If they did cascade into a multicolor spell, Bloodbraid makes 11 power. That's absurd, and you can't kill it because it's got hexproof. Can we scoop? Oh yeah, we can scoop. Even if we do draw land, we're gonna be dead. Well, let's see. If we draw land, we can stick around. Okay. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Okay. Yep. We got a shot. We gotta draw the land and try it one more time. Please don't. Oh. Oh, now we don't. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, that's busted. Shardless. Wow, opponent's going off. Shardless Agent, 4/4, Cascades. This was like the idea we were talking about yesterday. This was kind of where our domain deck was. Wow, into a Territorial Kavu, 4/4. Yeah, this was similar to what we were talking about yesterday. I think we're a little bit dead. Half of the ley lines are on the battlefield there. A full 50%. Well, Seraph Emissary seems good. I don't know about Void Winnower. Is Void Winnower even good? Opponents can't cast spells with even mana values. Can't block creatures with even mana values. I'm not even sure that Void Winnower is actually a good card. Or a good enough card. Yeah, we'll bring in 2 Ionas. Or, like, a better than Iona card. Let's put it that way. I don't know if it's better than Iona. We can't play anything CM3 or less. That fizzles the combo. Because we need our Cascades to hit Glimpse every time. So, if we want to add interaction, the way to add interaction is most likely Brazen Borrowers, but Eldraine. We gotta add some Eldraine for interaction, or Fire and Ice. Chop Chop Fruit! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Well, we could just suspend it. On turn 2, we're on the play. Suspend on... is there any way that works? Suspend on turn 2. Turn 3, we're going to be dead by the time it comes off suspend, aren't we? And they see it coming. Well, okay. 2 Violent Outbursts. And enough lands to cast them, which is, I would say, a miracle. Alright, here we go. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Yeah. I mean, suspending's probably not a good plan anyway. This is a pretty reasonable hand for what our deck's trying to do. Wooded Foothills. Go. About it. Scalding Tarn. cracks it. Yeah, we gotta try Domain at some point. Oh, so I didn't get to see the responses. What else is at the top of your list of Modern Horizons 2 decks that you want to check out? We've done a few so far. Oh, there's our Omniscience again. We've done a few so far, but there's still so many to go. Enchantress, I got an Enchantress build, so Enchantress will be coming. Grief Ephemerate, Ragavan Aggro. That seems sweet. Grix, Grix Dermotaxi. All right, there's a General Ferris. I mean, I think we got to go for it, but we only get 3 cards deep here. Breeding Pool tapped. Stomping Grounds tapped. Untap. Oh, we draw another Emrakul. Please, Omniscience. Please, Omniscience. We got one in hand. Well, spin it. And win it. Well, okay, we hit something. What was? Oh, we had another glimpse too. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh, boy, we've had some bum luck. I don't think Archon's enough about it. Untap land, because they're gonna start making 4/4s. I guess we'll see. I mean, maybe I can just race. Pony is at 10, and this hits for 9. Maybe we just race. We might be good. There might still be enough. If our opponent can kill it, it's gonna be bad. But about it. Territorial Kavu makes a 4/4, certainly. And I think our opponent might think it has... Wait. Is this a trap? Bluff or punt? Bluff or punt? Merfolk. Merfolk's a good one. We'll have to try Merfolk at some point. Either our opponent thought it was protection, or they have the Domain Pump spell and we lose. There's no way they're playing the Domain Pump spell, right? There's no way. There's no way. Mr. Stape, welcome to the fishbowl. All right, what if we take this? We're going to be at 18. We attack. We go to 21. You know what? We're not going to risk it. I don't think we need to risk it. It's probably a punt, but I don't think we need to. I think we're okay. Even if they hit Bloodbraid, we still should be okay. Because we get it with Archon. We hit our opponent to 1. And they have to sack something. So, I don't know how they're going to kill us. They can sack the Golem. They go to 1. We draw a card. Oh, we hit a land. Okay. Well, we're 1 land away from spinning again. Although, apparently just as Archon might be enough. Island go. The deck is hilarious when it works. It really is. Yeah, maybe people are playing it. I feel like Might of Valar is close enough. When it's 1 mana +5/+5, it's pretty good. Ooh, squirrels. Let me see Mr. Name. Ooh, Grist squirrels. All right. Well, we got the game win. Can we get a match win? Run it back. Our deck does what it does, which is, you know what? Maybe we just Iona. I kind of think I'm going to play Iona in the main deck over Void Winnower. Void Winnower is big. Squirrel Tribal looks fun. It got a lot of the same stuff I was looking at when I was Squirrel Tribaling, or trying to build a Squirrel Tribal deck. Collected Company is interesting. Doesn't get Deep Forest Hermit, but double Squirrel Mob or Chatterfang is sweet. I wonder if there's a way to make, like, sacrifice squirrels, like Squirrel Aristocrats. I still want to know what the nerf was. I want to know how busted they were before. Did you consider Search for Tomorrow in this deck another permanent way to get 3+ lands cheaply? So this deck we did not build at all. We were playing Reanimator. In the last round of our league, our opponent was playing this deck. They were nice enough to ship their list, and we had a little bit of time left, so we just loaded it up and decided to try it. But Search could be fine. So search dispense for what, 2 turns? So it doesn't actually speed up the combo, but it still helps us get lands. Well, another thing to consider would be Serum Powder. Like, I wonder if this deck would want Serum Powder. Huh. Alright. Well, Omniscience to the bottom. See what happens. So the lane lines are in the deck in part because they're actually kind of good in the meta, and in part because there are free permanents on the battlefield to power up Glimpse of Tomorrow. Better use a Suspend Mana Dork in case you glimpse into it. Ooh. Wait. What is the Mana Dork the same? Suspend for 1 mana for 2 turns? That card does not sound familiar to me. Alright, turn to Draco. Opponent passing. Land? Well, okay, that is a land. Alright, well, something's gonna happen. 3 shots at it. We haven't mathed out this deck either. I assume the math is not super exciting. When you have 3 spins, I wonder what the odds are of getting good things. I know the odds are not that good at hitting all lane lines, but we've managed to do that a few times. Down to 15. Well, crack this. Down to 14. Get a breeding pool. So we have no way to up our permanent, so I guess we just spin it. We just spin it to win it. Stomping Grounds. Untap. Down to 13. We draw Omniscience. Would have been nice to have in our hand or in our deck. Mountain. Alright, this is it. This is a game. 1, 2, 3. Violent Outburst. Spin, 3 permanents. Glimpse of Tomorrow's hanging out at the bottom. Cast it. And we scoop him up. So another thing to consider is I don't know. I mean, I think this is a funny meme deck and I like it. I like it as like a hilarious against odds deck. But I wonder what the math is. Like, if we pull up the hypergeometric calculator, we have 4, 8, 12, 16 finishers. So let's say we have 16 finishers. And let's say we are only getting 3, which seems to be common. So with 16 finishers, 3 cards, odds of hitting 1, 61%. Odds of hitting 2, 17%. On the other hand, how about 8 lane lines? Sample size of 4. What are our odds of hitting 4? Ah! That's a lot of zeros. Yeah, 4 lane lines was incredibly unlucky. Oh, this deck. Yeah, that's the other thing to consider is, along with just adding more land, maybe we just add 4 colony gardens, but ways to add more permanence. This hand actually seems insane. Ways to add more permanence to the battlefield could also be good, just to get more out of our glimpses. Oh, about it, Arid Mesa. Well, I mean, we got the lands to cast our stuff this time, which is exciting. Passes. More as foretold. Well, Missy Raid Forest. Go. Grazer, Tireless Tracker. I mean, I'm sure we'll build more. So this is kind of like an all-in, really hilarious cascadey version of Glimpse of Tomorrow. I think you can build more fair versions of it too, or more like mid-rangey versions that are looking to, instead of trying to do it super quickly and hit one. We talked about it actually during spoilers, where I figured there were two ways you could build around it. One would be playing a bunch of big things and trying to cast it without a ton of permanence. The other is to play a few big things and make a ton of permanence. So I'm sure we'll try that way as well. Kind of like a more traditional Warp World style deck. Can you cast Violent Outburst in response to evoke cards? Yeah, it's an instant, so you can cast it in response to anything. Dwarven Mines or Gingerbread House. The hard part with those, I think, would be getting enough of the lands of the proper type to make a token. Huh. It is making me a little nervous that our opponent's not doing anything. Ooh. Do we spin it or do we wait? We could just play an As Foretold. The only real risk is that our opponent... Yeah, we're going to play As Foretold. Oh my god, they really did. Oh no. Now the risk is they start blowing up our lands or play a Blood Moon, and then we're pretty done. Well, we would have got countered either way. Yeah, I mean, if they play a Blood Moon, it's over. Or over enough that we will scoop. The bigger issue is we do not do a good job of drawing lands in this deck, and if they start throwing land destruction spells... Oh no, here it comes. Oh, okay. Well, now we're definitely casting it. We don't have a choice. We're going for it. We're crossing our fingers and hoping opponent discards an Emrakul. Wouldn't mind drawing a land. That would give us one more hit. That's a land. Well, Misty Rainforest. One. I guess we thin the deck. Crack this. All right, here we go. 4 shots. We got a shot. Grab a island, blue, green, whatever. I guess we float a mana too. Shardless Agent. Spins. Finds. Glimpse of Tomorrow. Okay. Good enough. That's an Emrakul. Oh. Okay, we raced our opponent to the Emrakul, and that should be enough to close. Boy, that is so frightening. It is so scary. It worked that time, though. Oh. Oh, probably not going to do a mana type counter for our opponent, but maybe we should. All right, opponent, what do you got? So I know that Crim is usually... Me and Crim live like the opposite schedules. No, opponent just said, hold on a sec, the Saffron Olive, Mr. Seth himself. And I said, yeah, that's me. Jesus and Nablooptu, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. First time scub, big soup cheer for you. Thank you. So Crim's schedule is like the opposite of mine. Usually when I'm getting up in the morning, Crim is just going to bed. And it's a little bit the time zone, but it's also that he's up in the middle of the night. So I think Crim's schedule is like, in my time zone, which is Eastern time, I think he's streaming at like 9 or 10 o'clock starting to stream at night and streaming through the night until like 4 a.m. or something. So yeah, somewhere around there. He streams late nights mostly, depending on your time zone. Whew. Okay. Well, can we win a match? If we win a match, I'll be happy. That's it. That's it. And we'll revisit this archetype in the future, maybe with some more lands. Pony said they were watching the replay channel, watching yesterday's stream. I appreciate the explanation. I keep hearing talking about the blue-black list on your podcast. Yeah, I never, or very rarely, get to catch Crim's stream because it's in the middle of night my time, so I don't usually get to catch it. But I'm sure he has a good blue-black list because it's Crim, and that's what Crim does. He always has a control list for every scenario. I was talking to him the other day. Grim cracks me up. I was talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, you got a video that's due. How's it coming?" Slug NCJ, welcome to the Fishbowl. Another first-time sub. Thank you so much, everyone. So I was talking to Graham. I was like, "Yeah, you got a video that's about due. How's it coming?" So, well, the problem is I have like 5 different Grixis control decks, and I just don't know. I don't know which one to play. I can't narrow it down. I have 5 different Grixis control decks. That is the most Crim thing that I have ever heard. that is the Crimiest problem in the world. So were you up way too early for the preview top 10, or he was up way too late? Yeah, I was up pretty early. That was at like 6:30 a.m. my time. It was kind of hilarious. Yeah, we weren't sure when to connect, but that's when it worked out. Opponent is doing their sideboarding. All right, I just want to win one match with this deck, and then we're good. This might be the time. This might be our chance. Although I feel like land destruction is probably a miserable matchup, and mana ties. Ooh, okay. Well, Omniscience to the bottom. Gemstone Cavern into play. All right. We might be spinning this one quickly if we get the chance. Please don't blow up our lands. Opponent. We draw a glimpse. You know what? I think we're going to suspend this. I said you should never suspend it, and that's probably true, but I don't think we have a choice against land destruction. We are going to get a Stomping Ground. Untapped. Suspend. Doing it the fair way. Go. Oh. What about playing this in Legacy for the future? It would be funny, although the problem with Legacy is... Hey, what's up, Hamazuki? How are you? The problem with Legacy is Force of Will. And Force of Will would probably wreck this deck pretty severely. So that would be my concern, is just getting blown up by Force of Will. Yeah. Oh. I actually think this is like... Oh, okay. That's actually fine. Well, we will grab a... Red-green. I'll grab a land. Alright. Passes. Ticking down, for better or worse. We draw an Emrakul. Well, I mean, I guess we do it. Shardless Agent. Please don't kill us. Glimpse. 3 permanents. Alright, that's an Emrakul. That's an Emrakul. That's an Emrakul. I think we're going to win a match. I think it's happening. Oh no, we're going to have to shuffle it back in. That's why you never suspend the glimpse. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. this might actually be a bad thing. We might not win. Oh, we suspended the... We get to annihilate them and hit our opponent to 3. But then there's going to be another glimpse. Oh. It's not... You have to cast your suspend cards. There's not an option to not cast them. So we are going to have to Warp World again, whether we want to or not. Maybe we spend it. Oh, what's better than Emrakul though? Oh, it'd be so hilarious if we ended up losing this. And opponent scoops it up. All right. We gotta win. Our opponent said, well, that was quick. What would have happened? We would have drawn a Void Winnower. I don't think our opponent... I don't know if our opponent realized we had the Glimpse suspended or what that could potentially mean. Huh. Well, we're not getting a winning record with the deck. We already know it. So I think that is what we go out with. Our match win. So what do we learn about that deck? And the deck could probably use a few more lands. I think, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I think going up more lands, and maybe just more of these sack lands, is the way to go. Trying to get up to like 22 lands. I think Void Winnower is the finisher I was least impressed with. I think Iona could be worth considering in the main deck, and the deck's hilarious. It's hilarious when it works. It's one of the most... just funniest ways to win a game with Modern Horizons 2 cards. Of course, we saw the bad news, where we spin it to 4 ley lines and just flame out hilariously. So I think it shares a little bit in common with with kind of like a Tybalt's Trickery deck almost, where... Do I think that this in specific is going to be like competitive top tier strategy? Probably not. Do I think that you can win 5 matches in a row if you run well and get a little lucky? I think that's definitely possible, because it does do something really explosive really quickly. Colony Garden seems like a big addition. I think that's worth considering. There are definitely many ways to build around Glimpse tomorrow. We will be seeing more of them in the future, but for now, that was super fun. And thank you so much again to our opponent with a Reanimator deck in our last round, Neo Toy, for sharing their deck list. And Reanimator... Too much graveyard hate. Build a little bit fair, maybe a Grief Shell, little less reliant on big things, although we did play some crazy games with that as well. But on that note, everyone, that Teleria West, I think Teleria West, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it would be fine, but we don't really need to draw, because we're cascading with Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. I don't know if we need to draw a Glimpse. I think it's even possible that maybe you just play another Cascade spell and forget about As Foretold altogether. I think that would be a possibility at least. But on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. The good news is we'll be back on Thursday with more Modern fun, and even better news in between. We're going to have Against the Odds in Modern coming out tomorrow, so we're going to do some rating. In the meantime, quick reminders: Replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams. Normal YouTube, top 10s coming out. Check out the Against the Odds tomorrow, it's sweet. And one more reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom, and if you need some Magic cards from Modern Horizons 2 or otherwise, you can get them at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular, and we're gonna give a raid to Yamakiller, who's also playing Modern. So say hello to Yamakiller, everyone. I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks so much. Seriously, I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great night. Have a great Wednesday. See you on Thursday, and I will talk to you soon.